Today on the Cardinal Sports Network, your Lawrence Cardinals will take on the West Windsor-Plainsboro South Pirates in boys varsity baseball. But first, our national anthem.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome to Cardinals Baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro WRRC2. I'm Chris Aponte here with Owen McCarron for Lawrence Cardinals Baseball as they face the West Windsor-Plainsboro South today on Tuesday. Should be a great matchup here. Cardinals taking the field, playing in little infield outfield as Plainsboro is getting ready to take the batter's box. The lineup for today for the Cardinals will go as such. Giovanni Brogo will lead it off for the team playing center field, and Aiden Crowley over at first base. Robert Kelly's over at shortstop. Teak Toto will be at the cleanup spot playing right field. Kellen Moore will be designated hitter at fifth. Aiden Poot is on the mound and will not be hitting. Riley Rivera is playing second base. Deacon Moore over at left field. Dan Drisga over at third base, and rounding it off is Drew Dobkins over at catcher. For West Windsor, it's Daniel Hu starting it off at shortstop, Quinn Ferry at center field, Bennett Siegel at pitcher, Andrew Pearson playing catcher, Devin Singh at right field, Jake Hastings at left field, Jake Frankel over at third base, Kai Hansen playing first base, and Xander Rudsill at second base, rounding it off for Plainsboro South. But Aiden Poot's on the mound today for the Cardinals, the freshman. This is his first official start of the year. He only stepped on the mound once earlier, only 2 games ago against Princeton Day, so this is his first official start on the mound.
Oh my God, this kid is a goof. I'm so sorry. Looking at Danny Hu right now. I'm excited to see how this team plays today. I think both teams got very strong offense to work with today. I think really it will just be a defensive game, shutting down both teams' best hitters, especially towards the higher ends of the lineups here. So.
Yeah, definitely should be a good matchup, and they're swinging at the first pitch. Daniel Hu to pop fly over at Riley Rivera's area, and he will bobble it in his mid and not bring it down. So Daniel Hu makes it off an E4.
You know what? You got to just wipe that one. You look up right now. The sun isn't necessarily within his eyes, actually way off to the right. That's just one of those plays that, it's 1 in a million. That type of error could happen on that routine of a fly ball. You got the wind in the air right now blowing the ball around. So, being in the outfield or catching fly balls will be a bit difficult today.
Yeah, so that one finding the ground. Hugh over at first base now.
That's why our old coach used to always say run everything out. Luckily, Danny jogged it out, and that ball had enough height to, he beat it before it was caught, but he's still on.
Yeah. Up at the plate right now is Quinn Ferry. Also does matter, and right there, Daniel does go. Great throw by Dobkins, and he is out over at second base. That was a great throw over by Dobkins. We saw him throw it over yesterday's game, but not able to make it in time, so definitely a good sign by him.
Yeah, once again, we see that, it was a little bit of a failed hit and run call there. You see Quinn Ferry swing on a pitch, right above the letters. Obviously not ideal, but once you get the sign, you got to make sure that bat flies. And to Dobkins, again, just a really good throw. We talked about how threatening he was yesterday against Trent, and, he's holding that reputation.
He's doing well. Now another pop fly in the air. That one will make it out of play. So the count will now go to 1-2. We have our scoreboard here today, so we don't have to be assuming everything as we did yesterday or keep count on ourselves on our own.
We've also got a lot of lefty hitters on this team. If I'm correct, I think it stands at 4 right now active in the lineup.
4 lefty hitters for the right-handed pitcher, Aiden Poot. That one a little too high, so the count now goes to 2-2.
Yeah, you want to be careful with the junk pitches you throw to those lefty hitters. They got more time to read, sit back, and react on them.
Aiden Poot delivering on the mound. That pitch a bit high and inside, so the count is 3-2 now to full count for the freshman on the mound.
Yeah, they get a high mound here at the Lawrence Field, so you'd think it'd be a little easier to throw down, but Poot's got to be able to find that adjustment and start pounding the zone.
And he does not find the adjustment there, so Quinn Ferry does take the walk. Still one out on the board for the Cardinals here. Bennett Siegel, Bennett Siegel, the pitcher, who will be on the mound for the Pirates. He's actually the team leader in RBIs and home runs.
And you can tell just by the way his feet are planted, he's going to try to pull this ball as far as he can right here. Nothing's changed.
Oh, and did you once play with Siegel?
Yeah, I did get to play with Siegel. It was truly an experience. That kid's a character. He's got some interesting personality. But overall, really good baseball player. I'm actually excited to see how his pitching has changed within a season, if it has at all.
Okay, so Ferry over at first. That pitch just misses the zone, so the count now goes to 1-1 for Siegel at the plate.
Again, Poot finally starting to, feel as though he's getting in a bit of a rhythm here. Starts to, get closer to the zone there. He's not throwing up anymore.
Good
He
pitch.
blows that one right by Bennett.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was a great pitch there by Poot. So now the count is now 1-2. That was the last count that Ferry was previously in before he took 3 balls in a row.
All South baseball players know the 2-strike approach, so let's see if anything's changed. Attaboy.
That one high.
You're not going to swing at that pitch.
Yeah, too high by the letters, so 2-2.
Poot maybe seeing if he can, get him to chase here, but he's going to keep his eyes low here. Not shooting for anything above the letters.
And that one's hit down the left field
It's
line.
ripped.
Drew Deacon Moore over at left field is not able to bring it in, so that one drops in the warning track. Ferry will come around home to put the first one on the board for the Pirates.
Oh, my God, a tank from
And
Bennett Siegel.
Siegel is now standing at second base.
Jeez, I wonder how did that ball get away from him so far? It looks like he was running back into the field. Maybe took a bad hop off the fence there, but that shot in general, oh, my God.
Yeah, definitely a moonshot by Siegel. Like you said, I was not able to get the best perspective on that ball either.
That's that 2-strike approach that we talk about, though. You wait for your pitch right in the middle of the zone there, and you just let it rip, and look what it does. You get the job done. You're standing up on second, no slide needed. I mean, even though it's turf, your uniform still pretty clean.
Yeah.
Get the next guy up and one guy in. So you've done your team a really good favor right there. To Poot, you can't let that one phase you, though. I mean, everyone's going to have their chance to come up and swing on that perfect pitch. But he's just got to start finding his rhythm, really zone in on that release point, make sure he knows where he's throwing these pitches. But he's not even doing a terrible job right now, just being hit.
Yeah, I mean, Poot's so far been throwing the ball pretty well. Just let that big double just go by. Coach Jim Mayer just giving a couple words there, taking a step to the mound. But now on the mound, in the batter's box for the Pirates is catcher Andrew Pearson. That pitch makes it in the zone for a strike. Saw the Cardinals right there just give a couple pat in the backs for Poot, a couple high gloves, high fives, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, that's all it takes, remember. Just a quick little talk from the team to help you find your rhythm, find your zone. Ooh.
Poot has Pearson chasing that pitch. That one's a bit outside, so the count now is 0-2.
Andrew Pearson swinging a sword. Almost flew out of his shoes on that one.
So now,
Feels weird being on the bench watching this game, not in the dugout.
yeah, not even with your old team. I mean, even probably looking at their uniforms, you're like, where's mine?
Yeah, right?
So Aiden on the mound.
There it is.
Takes a little step off just to find his zone, to get in his groove.
Yeah,
He's
I'm wondering
up
how
in
many
his zone.
times we're going to see that today. One thing that we always did do was, mess up the pitcher's rhythm. And, if a pitcher's having a bad day and they start to find it again, you got to start messing with them yourself again, calling timeout, stepping out of the box, doing whatever you can.
Yeah, definitely a mental game at the same time.
Swinging over it.
And that pitch is a swing and miss. So Pearson goes down swinging there. First strikeout of the day for Poot.
Yeah, Pooh making a really good adjustment right now. Sending down two of them back to back. He's finally made the adjustment. It's good to see again. I said sometimes all it does take is just that little talk from the coach and pat on the back from the players. And clearly, it's helped him wonders.
Yeah, and now in the batter's box for the Pirates is Devin Singh. Devin Singh swings at that first pitch, and it is
Way foul.
foul down the left field line. So he will stay in the box here with the 0-1 count.
Yeah, Devin Singh, another one of those lefty hitters. He's got a bit of a slow swing to him, but when he gets the bat out there, definitely some potential here. But Poot, with the rhythm and the momentum he's got right now, seems almost unstoppable.
Yeah, definitely doesn't want to let that go. That one swung on, and it is foul once again down the left field line. So Singh now down in the count 0-2.
I mentioned that slow swing Devin has there, and you see on both those, pushing them down to the left field line. He's late on both pitches. With the two strikes now, if he doesn't shorten up and get the bat head out there a little bit quicker, he's going to either, hurt himself by hitting another foul ball or swing right over it here. So he's got to make the adjustment.
See what pitch is thrown. That one high. Who wanted him to chase that one, but Devin does not go for it. So count is now 1-2.
As a pitcher, you got a lot of room to work with here. You can spare or you can afford to throw one high in the zone and see if they'll chase that for a little pop-up.
Yeah, definitely a tactic you see a lot of pitchers do. But that one just finds his own. That one looks like it's in a drop, and it does in the gap. A huge double. Brogo able to come pick it up. But the runner will score from second, and another standing double for the Pirates as Devin's able to make it over to second base.
I mean, that was just a really good rip by Devin right there. Very good pitch, kind of low in the zone. Singh just managed to get his hands right around the plate, perfectly timed. Drove that one perfectly in the left center field gap there. Managed to bring in a run and, get himself standing up on second. Sorry, I was laughing a bit there. I heard someone from the south dugout go, "You're on third, keep going."
Yeah, that was a great contact on the bat there. Now up at the plate for the Pirates is Jake Hastings, the left fielder. Count is now 0-1. 2 outs up on the board for the Cardinals. A man on second for the Pirates. Score is 2-0. Poot looking back over at second. Delivers to the plate. That one's cracked down the right field line, but it goes foul.
You can tell he's very, very early on that one right there. But he's definitely starting to get a hold. Poot now has a lot of room to work with again. You've seen him in the last few counts, go up 0-2. But as I've mentioned, that two-strike approach that this entire South team knows very well. Trust me, our old head coach, Justin Ely, used to drill it into our heads to shorten that swing. So Poot's just got to learn to, work around it.
So Poot now up in the count 0-2. It's a ground ball to Drizga. And Drizga will just simply tag the runner coming down the third base line. So the side will retire. The Pirates put 2 up on the board. So the Cardinals trying to figure out a way to bounce back when we come back in the bottom of the first inning here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro WRRC2. Cardinals are currently down 2-0 against the West Windsor-Plainsboro South Pirates here, entering the bottom of the first inning. Giovanni Brogo is currently getting ready to make his first appearance in the batter's box against pitcher Bennett Siegel for the Pirates. Siegel has a current ERA of 3.33, so he had a fairly good year so far on the mound. Seeing if he could keep that momentum over today against the Cardinals.
Yeah, Bennett was one of the freshmen that I did, have the honor of playing with my last season of high school baseball. He was a freshman pitcher then. Now he's a sophomore. Obviously, not much has changed. But he was one of the only underclassmen that would start for us here and there. I mean, we had a primarily senior rotation between two of the same kids, Caleb Kassoff and Josh Rader. And they were both, very competitive pitchers up there. Could go up there, throw gas. And Bennett was one of the only underclassmen that got to go up there as a freshman and compete with them. So he's definitely got some really good stuff. I don't know if you noticed, but left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher is something else that's very interesting about Bennett Siegel. But obviously, it doesn't seem to hinder him at all. I mean, he's got really good control over his stuff. Obviously, some very good velocity. So, again, but Lawrenceville, a very aggressive hitting team, has seen many different arms, a wide variety of them. So I have no doubt that, they'll be able to find a workaround.
Yeah, first pitch coming in by Siegel is just inside.
Ooh.
For a ball.
Looks like low inside pitch right there.
Siegel definitely wanted that one, but that one not finding the zone. Like you did say, Siegel was a left-handed batter. Now he's a right-handed pitcher, so a bit confusing. There are a lot of players like that, though. That
Yeah.
play like that.
Definitely without a doubt.
But you do not see that every day. Next pitch coming in is in the zone for the first strike for the Pirates, so the count is now 2-1 against Brogel.
Yeah, so Brogo's now seen his first pitch here. He kind of knows what's coming. He's got an idea of that fastball velocity, so curious to see when he'll be. There it is.
Yeah, Brogel cracks that one down the right field line, rounds over first base, and will make it to first safely. So the first hit of the game for the Cardinals. Giovanni Brogel's now on the bags, on the first base bag.
Yeah, that's a really good rip right there by Brogan. I mean, taking that one right down the right field line as a right-handed hitter. Did his job really well there, got a man on. Only saw 4 pitches, but without a doubt here, Aiden Crowley coming up to do his job next, see what he can work with.
Yeah, Brogel there. A nice curve to that ball down the right field line. Didn't curve that much, so it stayed fair. Brogel has a little big of a lead there, so Siegel just throwing it back to first, seeing if he'll stay there. We've seen Brogel take off to second a lot this year. He's a speedy guy.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a pickoff in any of the games that I've done with you guys so far. That's the first pickoff move I've seen from Bennett here.
Yeah, not many pickoffs. But Aiden Crowley over at the plate now. We'll let that fastball down the pipe go down. So, count is now 0-1.
It looks like that one may have been a little bit inside on the zone right there, just scratching the box. Again, curious to see Andrew Pearson's arm. Not too familiar with how it is on the throwdown, but we'll see if Brogan decides to take off.
Crowley a bit late on that swing, so count is now 0-2. Score is 2-0 in favor of the Pirates as we are in the bottom of the first. There's no outs on the board.
And it looks like here we might start to get our first look of, Bennett Siegel's control over those junk balls depending on what he decides to throw here.
Brogel decides to take off the second. That one in the dirt. A throw in by Pearson is not in on time. So Brogel will make it to second safely.
Fouled it.
That was a foul tip. Oh, it was a foul tip. So they'll have to do that all over again. Brogel has to go back to first.
I love seeing all the South outfielders pointing their hands up to go back. One thing about the Pirates is, as long as they're up or even at the first inning, they can be a very loud and chirp-filled team. So I hope we don't catch some of those. But, any team that can get loud could, win the mental game.
Yeah, the mental game is definitely a big part of any sport that you play. So,
yeah, Andrew Pearson's throw there, by the way, with a really good jump from Brogel. Definitely not on time. Again, Brogel proving to himself again that we've got speed on bases.
Brogel taking a lead there. That one foul tip, but catched for the first out of the inning.
A really good rip by, Crowley right there. Trying to stay on top of that pitch. I mean, he did get, a good little foul tip there, but, Andrew Pearson doing his job as a catcher and, squeezing the glove.
Yeah, so the first out is recorded for the Pirates. Brogel still over at first base. Now in the batter's box for the Cardinals is Robert Kelly. Siegel there trying to pick off Brogel, but he's able to make it back in time safely.
With the lead Brogel's taken, he's definitely very aggressive on the base path. Curious to see if we'll see a back pick at all today, especially with the arm that Pearson has from the plate to first.
Yeah, Brogel with the big lead. Wouldn't be surprised if he takes off here. He does not. That pitch is high, but called a strike. I believe it was called the strike. It is called the strike, so the count is 0-1.
Yeah, trying to get a gauge of where this umpire's zone is right now.
Brogel takes off the second. Pearson, the throw is in time, but the ball is dropped. The tag was put in. Everything was there for the out, but the ball was dropped in the midst of second baseman Xander over at second base.
Yeah, you know what? For a freshman to make that error, it's very mind-boggling. It's very head-shaking. He's got to just rub that one off and continue to play his game. Really good throw by Angie Pearson there. And Brogel, again, with a really good jump, making that play. Yep. Very, very close. But, if that ball was scooped, I think he definitely would have had him for sure.
Yeah, Brogel now showing off now, taking his shirt off for the fans.
Let him know, Brogel. Let him know.
So Brogel's now standing over at second. The count is 0-2. Kelly still in the box. Pitch in by Siegel. It's foul tipped by Kelly, so he stays alive in the box.
Yeah, really great job by Kelly staying on that junk ball just now right there.
Yeah, that pitch was definitely going to be called the strike. So he's able to stay alive in the box. In the backs.
Yeah, again, compliments to the Cardinals as well for their two-strike approaches as well here.
Cardinals so far this year have definitely been very disciplined in the batter's box. As we see a high fastball go by, so the count is now 1-2.
Yeah, that's a really good hold by Kelly right there.
So now Siegel taking a look back at Brogel. Brogel has a good sized lead. And that one is popped up in the air directly to the first baseman, and he will bring that in for the second out of the inning. So Brogel stays over at second, as that is a recorded F3. Now Teague Toto will make his first appearance in the batter's box.
Yeah, Teague Toto is one of those hitters that you're going to want to watch out for here. I mean, you leave a man on second, you give Teague Toto the right pitch, he'll drive that one right down the right field line. Even left field, he could definitely has the potential to put that opposite way and bring in a run here and kind of make these odds more even.
Toto with 18 RBIs on the year, the team leading RBI. He did leave some men stranded on the bags yesterday, even though they had a great game. So Toto definitely one of those guys who definitely always wants to get better. So we saw the frustration when he left a couple guys stranded on the bases. So definitely trying to get the job done here.
Yeah, you also got to think, coming off of the Trenton game yesterday with two different styles of pitching, velocity-wise, it's a lot to adjust to, especially when you see a kid who's maybe throwing, within the high 60s, low 70s, then you get to a kid who's throwing, high 70s, low 80s here.
Yeah, so big difference. Cardinals definitely took advantage of the pitching yesterday against Trenton Central. But they'll have to adjust today. Siegel throwing in the zone, so the count now is 1-2.
Hey, jump on a fastball.
Siegel getting on top of a lot of counts here today.
Yeah, and as a pitcher, there's nothing else you could ask for is to get on top of those counts. Both pitchers today doing really good taking leads within the count so far.
Next pitch in is low and outside, so the count goes 2-2 with a man on second and 2 outs on the inning, as the Pirates do hold the 2-0 lead over the Cardinals. A lot of twos up on the board. Siegel here just trying to get the right pitch from his catcher. Pitch coming in is foul tip by Toto, so he stays alive in the box.
That's that two-strike approach. I mean, he did a really good job fighting that pitch off, You got to stay up there, wait for that fastball, and just turn on it, rip it.
Yeah, Toto being very patient in the box and having to stay alive, too. It's hard to battle back in a count that's low, but we've seen them do it all throughout the year so far. And that pitch is inside, but called a strike.
Yeah, definitely low and inside on a lefty hitter. Not a pitch that you'd expect to get called right there.
Yeah, you would think it might be the opposite way.
Yeah, but it looks like that's going to retire the side for both teams here. We're going to bring back out Poot. Again, excited to see how he's doing with the amount of control that he's managed to find again after struggling at the start right there, but then also maintain.
Yeah, so we'll see what Poot could bring here on the mound in the top of the second as we return on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2, as we're on the start of the top of the second inning. As batting now for the Pirates is Jake Frankel.
Yeah, again, not too many new freshmen to look at on this South team, with only 2 new names being added to the lineup here, and a few being brought up from JV last year, as that one's going to be ripped foul on the second pitch, so he's going to go down 0-2. Looking at Jake Frankel, though, 24 at-bats, only 7 hits, managed to bring in 5 runs himself, 2 RBIs, so definitely not the worst hitter, especially for his freshman year. He still, needs time to get acclimated, especially going straight to the varsity level as a freshman.
Yeah, it's definitely hard.
It's a great leave.
Especially only being, give or take, 14, 15 years old.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's definitely hard to think about the mindset you need being that young. I remember me being a freshman, playing baseball. I played on JV my freshman year, but it's nothing like playing varsity. That pitch seems to be a routine ground ball to Riley Rivera, and it is a routine ball. A 4-3 recorded out for the Cardinals.
Yeah, we talked about it before the game, and I think a little bit as the game was starting. But, again, being on your home field, you definitely have a bit of an advantage. You know how the ball will play. You're so used to it by now. And the good thing about turf is a ball like that's gonna come straight in your glove, no weird hops. Take your time, make the routine play, and that's exactly what Rivera did.
Yeah, the Cardinals definitely feel a lot more comfortable compared to their last game where the ball did take awkward hops on the field. That one was going to be called a strike. Not too sure if it was.
I think it was. I heard the
He moved very quickly there. I don't know if he decided to pull back his initial thought, and it is a strike. So Pooh goes up in the count 0-1.
Oh, my God.
Hit down to the center fielder, but
That one.
Brogel will track that one down to
Yep.
record the second out of the inning.
Yeah, a little bit too far under that one. Managed to, just put that one straight to the sun. No distance on that one at all. Not on the line. And that's just a really routine play right there.
Yeah, great play by the Cardinals to make the second out. This inning's moving pretty quick, so this is the ideal inning you want as a freshman pitcher.
Oh, without a doubt. Brogel and Rivera doing their jobs to make this inning so much easier for Poot right now.
Yeah, Put on the mound. That pitch, wayside. Again, not too sure if it was called a strike, and it was called a strike.
Yeah, Xander stepping out of the box. Obviously not happy with that call, but you got to deal with you got to figure out the zone and make the adjustment as a hitter.
It's definitely in high school baseball. It's one of the hardest things to do. That one popped up in the air. That one's out of play, so nothing will be recorded on right by the porta potty closest to us. So thankfully, no one was in there.
Yeah, so, we mentioned that two-strike approach, and Xander Rudisil being one of two freshmen on this South lineup here. Curious to see if it's been nailed into his head enough to, shorten up that swing and get a bat on.
That one,
It's a good leave.
yeah, a bit high by his head.
Yeah, again, Poot's really got not much to worry about right here. He's got a lot of room to experiment, throw the pitches that, he's comfortable with, might get him to chase, just lay down a low ground ball here, or even potentially strike him out.
Yeah, and if he could do that, that would put the inning aside, and he does strike him out to retire the side. So the
Yeah, looks
Pirates
like-
go down 1-2-3 as the Cardinals do hold a 2-0 lead.
No, it just looked like he swung over that, slow little changeup right there, trying to do his job up there, but sadly, can't happen every time. And Xander Poot, not Xander Poot, confusing everybody's names up currently. But to Poot up there doing his job on the mound, getting the quick 1-2-3 in the infield, backing him up. There's nothing better you could ask for as a pitcher.
Yeah, great inning for Poot on the mound, but we'll be back in the bottom of the second as the Pirates do currently hold a 2-0 lead over the Cardinals here on 107.7 The Bronco Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx, WRRC2. So we're just back in perfect timing. The Seagulls taking the mound once again. Kellen Moore is now stepping into the batter's box as a designated hitter for the Cardinals. Seagull getting the first pitch as he delivers. That one high for a ball, so the count is now 1-0.
Yeah, arguably one of the better or best hitters on the Cardinals lineup here. And, one of the best pitchers that this, Pirates team has to offer now. So, again, this is a very exciting matchup right now.
Yeah, huge matchup in the batter's box. That one being foul tipped. No cars in that vicinity, so all car windows are saved. Count is now 1-1. We saw a huge hit by Moore in yesterday's game against Trenton, a huge triple. That one again high by his head, so he has to duck, so the count now goes to 2-1.
Yeah, it looks like Siegel's just not doing a good job finding control of those pitches right now. And honestly, Kellen, milk that. Take those balls. If you get a free base, you get a free base. Who doesn't love free?
Definitely take what you could, whatever is given to you. Moore stepping back into the batter's box here.
Yeah, definitely just waiting for his one pitch in that zone there. I mean, he can let anything fly.
And he thought he liked that one. That one swinged down the right field line. So then now the count is down 2-2 as that one went foul.
Yeah, if Kellen Moore is just, a little bit early on that one, a little bit late, got the barrel of the bat behind it. That's why it's going over the right field fence there. If he's a little early on that, that ball's going to fly.
Yeah, that ball definitely would have carried with some distance. And he gets Moore swinging there for a strikeout. So it's the first out of the inning for the Pirates.
Yeah, it looks like he caught him on a really nasty curveball right there, right outside the zone. Kellen doing everything he can to chase that. In those split-second decisions right there, you got to try to battle that pitch off, especially if you think the umpire's going to call it for a strike. So really good two-strike approach right there. But you got to remember, any of those curveballs that start within the zone, they're most likely going to end outside and, be a ball.
Yeah, Rivera at the batter's box is hitting it directly back to Siegel on the mound. That'll be a 1-3 outs for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, Bennett Siegel showing off that real athleticism right there as a pitcher, as they all have. Doing a really good job. Outside of pitching, Bennett Siegel is actually a really impressive outfielder as well. He used to play right field for us whenever he wasn't pitching. So he really can do it all.
Yeah, Siegel showing that there with a little hop step. Now in the batter's box for the Cardinals is left fielder Deacon Moore. Deacon Moore late on that swing, so the count is now 0-1. Moore is a team leader in hits with a total of 17 hits on the year. Another pitch in the zone.
Looked like he kind of, anticipated that one to be a ball, stepped out a little bit early there. It's just not something you want to do. Some umpires will take that personally.
Now in too high, so the count now goes to 1-2.
Remember, it's never too late to get a bit of momentum here, and if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be the Cardinals' leading hitter right now with those 17 hits you talked about.
Yeah, Moore has definitely been the guy to just get hits in games where they need it, and that one is chopped down the third base line. Moore's hustling out, and he will make it in time.
Safe by a mile.
He will make it in time, so Moore will be rewarded a hit on that one as he did hustle down that line. So
yeah, Jake Frankel, the third baseman, again, the other of the two freshmen on this South lineup, playing very deep on the third base side right there. If he runs at that ball a little bit faster, gets a better read on it, scoops it up, makes a quicker throw, you got maybe a different story there. But the Deacon Moore just getting the ball down and hustling it out the entire way. Some may think that's routine, but if you run that ball out, look, you're standing on first.
So Moore now over at first base in the batter's box is third baseman Dan Drizga, getting a sign from Coach Mayer. Deacon with a good-sized lead over at first base. We haven't really seen him take off a lot this year. He will go back to first base as Siegel's trying to pick him off there. 2 outs up on the board for the Cardinals, so they'll have to work with 2 outs here. We've seen them do it before, but they're still down in the game 2-0. That pitch a bit low, but swung by Drizga.
Yeah, swinging at a very low pitch in the zone there. That pitch looks juicy out of the hand, but obviously ended very low in the zone right there.
So now the count is even at 1-1. 2 outs up on the board. Pitch by Siegel coming in. It's in the zone. Drizga frustrated with himself on that one, so the count is now 1-2.
Drizga as well, not a really bad hitter here. So with the 2 strikes on him, he's got to know the approach and just do a better job of, trying to move over the guy.
Drizga, understanding the job he has to do, stays alive in the batter's box.
Yeah, did a good job fighting that one off right there.
So the count remains at 1-2. We've seen Siegel definitely work a lot when he's up in the counts. Definitely being able to play with a lot of pitches like you mentioned, Owen. Deacon takes off to second, and he will make it in time as the ball was butchered in the transition from glove to hand. So now man in scoring position for the Cardinals. We saw this last inning as well.
Yeah, as the pitcher, you can't let this get ahead of you. But, if I'm the next 2 hitters or if I'm Drizga up there, I'm trying to take advantage of this completely.
Yeah, Drizga would definitely like that if he could bring a run in. But he did not, and he's caught with the strikeout swinging. So a man will be left on second base.
Yeah, again, it's that curveball from Bennett Siegel right there. You see that pitch start in the zone, just know, it's ending right at the plate. It's ending out of the zone. It has every time he's thrown it so far. And he's caught, unfortunately, 2 of the Cardinals swinging for a strike 3 on it. And, that's going to shut down the entire team. It's going to kill your momentum. You got to know to fight off the junk balls if you see them ending within the zone. But if they start in the zone, they're probably not going to end out of it, at least for a curveball at least.
So the Cardinals still down against the Pirates 2-0. As we enter now the top of the 3rd inning here on 107.7 The Bronco Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
You're listening to Cardinals play on 107.7 The Bronco Retro, WRRC2. Welcome back. I'm Chris Aponte here with Owen McCarron as we now enter the top of the 3rd inning with the Pirates. 2-0 lead over the Cardinals here. Now in the batter's box for the Pirates is a leadoff hitter, Daniel Hu. Pooch still on the mound. The freshman delivered, had a great previous 2nd inning on the mound. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you're going to see Danny Hu watch 2 of the same pitches in the same spot go by right there. Now he knows, if he wants to stay up there, he's got to make the adjustment. Poot, really good placement and throw on those junk balls right there to throw off the lefty hitter.
Poot now up in the count. That's a ball, but he's still up in the count 1-2.
Yeah, a lot of room to work with here. So, he's really got about 2 more pitches to throw, whatever he wants for. He's got to nail that zone. See if you can get the lefty to chase.
Poot delivers on the mound. He does swing, but Dobkin's able to pick that up and throw it perfectly down to Crowley for the out. Dobkin's definitely a bit confused on where that ball landed, but able to find it quick enough and get it down to Crowley over at first base.
Yeah, not sure Danny even knew that one escaped. Dobkin's glove right there, as you see him pause right after the pitch. That's one thing that, dugout communication's got to be a bit louder on that one. Let him know, like, hey, run. But to Dobkin, really good job, turning around. Good job from the coaches, helping him locate the ball and making a dime of a throw to get the out.
As you guys probably heard as well, the coaches definitely saying here, here, here. And Dobkin's able to find it. So, first pitch against Quinn Ferry is a ball. So the count is 1-0. Poot definitely finding his groove now on the mound at the strike in the zone.
Oh, yeah, you could tell.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling his groove now. The freshman up in the with an even count. Ferry now in the batter's box here, hitting a fly ball. Deacon Moore calling it off, but he's not able to make the play there. Someone goes over his head. Ferry rounding the bases and makes it. The ball hits him actually, going to third. He'll make it to third, sliding there. Now
that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate situation for the Cardinals over at left field as Deacon Moore wasn't able to bring that down.
Yeah, a bit of a bad read from Deacon there. I mean, you see him start to run in, and then he's got to backtrack, or he's forced to backtrack, actually, because he ran in too much. Again, still really no need for the sun to be in the eyes right there. It's way off to the right. We've seen two of those so far in this game. Is it the wind? Is it maybe just, again, a bad read? That happens sometimes. But it's an unfortunate error because now you put a man on third when, you should have two outs.
That was a super high, fast fly ball. So Ferry was able to just jog around the bases until he noticed that the ball did hit the floor. So now he's over at third. Now in the batter's box is the pitcher, Bennett Siegel. Siegel did have a monster shot earlier in this game, so another opportunity for him there. But
yeah, and Lawrenceville, got a pretty big backstop here. And for the first time this game, we'll see the Pirates with a man standing on third in the middle of the inning here. So as the catcher, you want to make sure you're being careful back there, not letting anything go by. And turf bounces. Turf is bouncy, I'll just say. So while consistent the hops may be, it can take a very rampant hop, if it's going behind the backstop at least. So you want to make sure you're being, doing a really good job back there. But to the catcher, Dobkin, I mean, he's a very impressive catcher back there, knows what he's doing, very good at stopping the ball. Shouldn't be anything that Poot would have to worry about on a wild pitch.
yeah, definitely a thing to consider with such a big backstop. That one going foul tip behind us, so the count is now even at 2-2 for number 22 in the batter's box, Bennett Siegel. Poot here just trying. Definitely would love to get out of this inning here with a man over at third. Only one out up on the board, so a strikeout would be huge. But that one's hit directly to Riley Rivera. He scoops it up, throws it to first, but the runner will score for the Pirates. So the Pirates currently hold a 3-0 lead over the Cardinals, but there's now two outs up on the board.
Yeah, I mean, you do a good job getting your job done. You're bringing a run, and Poot doing his job up there, just throwing strikes. Sometimes you do got to give up that run to get the out. Luckily now there's two outs, and again, Poot's been really good with his control all game today. Hasn't really struggled with much of his pitches. When a hitter comes up and they can hit you, you got to tip the hat to them. But overall, doing a fairly good job up there. And again, if you can get this third out right here, I think they're still in a very good position to go back on the offense and go to work.
Yeah, we've definitely seen the Cardinals come back in the game from being down. As early in the year they had a huge, I believe it was a 10-run 7th inning. So we've seen those huge innings the Cardinals have had before. So definitely trying to see if they can relay that to this game. Now up in the batter's box is number 3, Andrew Pearson, the catcher for the Pirates. Watches that one go by for a strike. Pearson definitely would love to get on base here. There's no one on the bags for the Pirates, but to keep the inning alive would be huge for them. He foul tips that one, so the count is now 0-2.
Yeah, Andrew Pearson swinging out of his shoes there. Looks like he did just get a piece of that one. But to Poot, again, really good job. Obviously, as I've been saying, not struggling right now. He's definitely found his rhythm, and he's throwing the ball really well up there on the mound.
Yeah, Poot is definitely in his groove, you would say. Just 2 runs actually scored for the Pirates off errors, so a bit of an unfortunate situation there. But that one goes foul as well as a car is coming by. And it did not hit the car. Thankfully, the car broke in time. So Poot's still on the mound with the 0-2 count here. He's still up, so he would love for things to work. Pearson taking a couple practice swings before he steps in the box.
Yeah, I would love to see Poot make this kid swing a sword right now and end the inning.
Poot on the mound, delivers, and Pearson stays alive once again with a foul tip.
Drew.
Yeah, you can never discount South in their two-strike approaches here. I mean, again, they do a really good job of fighting off those pitches that are just outside or, just kind of edging on the zone right there. So, again, a lot of props to them, but Poot doing a really good job still nailing the zone. Everything in his power right now, not letting that get in his head here and start wasting pitches outside of the strike zone.
Yeah, Poot getting the ball where he wants, and Pearson just staying alive in the box. Just a good battle we see by both these players here. Poot wants him to chase that high fastball, but Pearson stays disciplined in the box, so a ball goes by. Count now goes to 1-2. Oh, 2-2, pardon me. Pearson still in the box now, gets ready. Poot gets a sign he wants, but Pearson calling time here, trying to, just see if he could throw Poot off a little bit.
Yeah, remember I mentioned that in the first inning. Once a pitcher starts to get into his rhythm and he starts getting a little too comfortable on top of the hill there, anything you can as a batter, whether it is calling time or, again, fighting off as many pitches as you can to ruin that momentum, that'll go a long way for you as a hitter.
Ooh, and that one in the zone, and it does not complete the swing. He checks that one, so there's a full count now for Poot.
Honestly, that one could have been up for debate. I mean, definitely a very close check swing right there, but I think they made the right call on that one.
Yeah, it was definitely really, really close there. But Poot now still battling it off here. It's a full count here. 2 outs up on the board. Poot delivers, and it's a shot down the left field line, but that one will go foul.
Yeah, and that's the pitch as a hitter you're waiting for. And Poot, obviously, there's really not much else he can throw. If he wants to keep throwing the junk, he knows he can fight it off. He's got to try to just catch him lacking on one of these pitches here. But he doesn't want to risk throwing that fourth ball out of the zone and, giving up a free base here. He wants to go down with the fight, obviously.
Yeah, you definitely have no room to throw any balls or anything like that. Poot's saying no a couple times. Then he likes the pitch that Dobkins says. Pitch comes in, and it's low and outside. So Pearson will take the walk off a very long at-bat there. Definitely a hard battle by both players here. Pearson and Poot battling it out. But Pearson getting the better out of him with a walk.
Yeah, I think that was at least an 8-pitch at bat. And honestly, as a pitcher, you just kind of got to tip your hat to that. It's a really good effort by the hitter right there into Pearson. Again, you never really want to give up free bases. You never want to walk a batter, especially when you are down 3-0 right now. But a Poot, again, doing his job, throwing strikes. It's just you tip the hat to the hitter for being able to fight off as many as he did.
Yeah, now Mayer taking a step on to the mound here.
Looks like Poot's actually been coming out, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like he's signifying the bullpen. So Poot will come out for the rest of the day. Poot for this first start here did fairly well. 3 runs are up on the board. One of them was an earned run. But for now, Connor Crowley will take a trip to the mound here. This team's second leader in strikeouts. There was definitely a huge battle earlier in the year between Kellen Moore and Connor Crowley, but Moore just running away with that one. But nonetheless, Connor definitely having a great year so far.
Yeah, obviously not too familiar with Connor. I mean, haven't been able to see him pitch. I do know Kellen is a very impressive pitcher, so to even hear that he's been able to compete with the ranks of Kellen, especially, what year is Connor Crowley? A sophomore. Competing with a junior right there. Obviously, he's got that 1-year experience on him. So, again, it is very impressive to see. This is the point in the game where if you're the hitting team or, my boys over at South, you got to step up, make the adjustment, get the bats out. Everybody from whoever's on deck to, 3 batters later, instead of a bat out there, getting the practice swings in, seeing what exactly you're coming in to deal with here. Looks like, for Crowley, velocity kind of up within that same ranks there. Let's see if he's got some better control or he's just feeling it, feeling the rhythm a little bit better today.
Yeah, we've definitely seen Crowley being able to dominate and take over games here, so he'll definitely try doing that. The sophomore has been on the mound a handful of times this year. He's definitely done his job. We see his typical little hat fall when he decides, or not when he decides, just when he throws hard.
Oh, my God. We had one of those kids.
Yeah, his hat falls off all the time. But it's been happening all year, but I guess it's his good luck hat, so he doesn't want to get rid of that one.
And honestly, that makes sense. We had a senior pitcher last year who graduated. He's over at Buck now. Now, he's not playing baseball, but that's where he is. Every time he threw the ball, that big hat would fall off of his even bigger head and just land in the dirt. And we always wanted him to get a new hat, but you never do. It's something about the rhythm. You feel like you go up there, you have a routine. Every pitcher's got a routine up there. For me, it was, get set, get rid of all my air and take one big deep breath before I go pitch. And I would do it for every pitch. If I didn't, it was guaranteed a ball.
For every pitch, you just have to find that little sweet spot that you have. But Crowley now in the mound. As up to bat for the Pirates is Devin Singh.
Oh.
Devin Singh cracking at the first one, and that one will drop in center field. Brogo will scoop it up, but Devin with a single right there on the first pitch he saw by Crowley. So 2 men on the bases here for the Pirates.
Yeah, good job, Brogo, making sure he's staying in front of that one. You don't want to let that, escalate any more than it obviously just did. And to Devin Singh, that hitter that just came up, obviously I say that hitter like he's not my boy, taking a really good first pitch hack right there on a new pitcher, having to make that adjustment. But as I said, the velocity of both these pitchers seems to be kind of within that same, maybe a 5-mile-per-hour difference there. So obviously a very good adjustment to make, especially on the first pitch right there, as Jake Hastings' first swing is going to send that one over our heads on the left field line here.
Yeah, definitely a good swing by Devin, able to make that ball just drop in outfield. Wasn't too sure if Brogo would get there in time, but he did not. So 2 men on base for the Pirates here with 2 outs up on the board. So any bases open for an out for the Cardinals, except home plate. That one makes it in the zone.
Yeah, if you're Hastings, you want to keep this rally going with 2 outs. Obviously, you are moving through the lineup. We're starting to get more into the later parts of our lineup here. So you want to start to get, your good hitters in a good spot here and a good chance to come up maybe next inning and do some more damage here. But as long as you keep this 2-out rally going, keep it going.
And that is a chopper down to Rivera as he will toss it down to his shortstop over at second base for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Cardinals able to escape with only 1 run on the board. So Pirates now hold a 3-0 lead over the Cardinals as we now enter the bottom of the 3rd here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
We're back with Lawrence Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2. As the Pirates do hold a 3-0 lead over the Cardinals here entering the bottom of the 3rd. As we see, Siegel is still on the mound here for the Pirates. And now up to bat for the Cardinals will be catcher Drew Dopkins, then center fielder Giovanni Brogo, then first baseman Aiden Crowley.
Yeah, so far, not a really bad pitching outing from either of the pitchers. It's sad to see Poot did have to come out early. Again, really good job to Crowley coming in there and shutting it down when he did. Now is the time for the Cardinals to, get on top of it, start making the adjustments to Bennett. They've seen him for 3 innings now. Now's the perfect time. It's only 3 runs. They've got a lot of potential to work with here. They are a very dangerous offensive team right now, and especially as we are now literally right at the top of the lineup here. They can do a lot of damage here, especially after seeing him for so long,
Definitely a huge opportunity for the Cardinals here as the whole infield is taking a quick talk, having a quick talk with their pitcher, Bennett Siegel on the mound. The catcher taking a quick walk back. But who needs ESPN when you could get the latest sports news, highlights, and scores on 107.7 The Bronx Retros, The Overtime, 2-time Intercollegiate Broadcasting Systems Media Award winner for the best sports update in the country. First pitch by Siegel, swung on by Dopkins, a chopper down the third base line. He's not able to pick it up at the shortstop. Wow, what a beautiful play.
Oh, my God.
Shortstop recovers for his third baseman and throws a beam down the first base line to record the first out of the inning.
Yeah, to Jake Frankel trying to take that little, that one hop right there. It was a bit of a short hop off of the turf at third base. And then, honestly, props to Danny Hu for being right behind him. That's the type of things that we would see him do last year as well. A very talented player he was. Doing a really good job as shortstop, getting that backup play and, throwing a diamond of a throw all the way over to our Kai Hansen, the first baseman there.
Yeah, those are definitely one of the plays that once the third baseman bobbled that ball, you would think that Dopkins would get to first base. But the shortstop there is able to pick it up, and Daniel Hu just showing why he's who he is, like who? Last name. Brogo there swinging on one pitch. He was a little frustrated. Second pitch is a ball. This count is now 1-1.
Yeah, again, now's the time to really start getting the momentum, flowing. You're dead at the top of your lineup currently. Yes, there's one down. But you still got a lot of room to work with here. If you just start, taking some good swings, getting the bat on. A lot of room on this field to be hitting the ball. A lot of gas to just aim for.
Yeah, this is a big field. As you say that, Brogle will find the right field. He'll take off for 2, and he'll make it. The ball's bobbled by the right fielder, and Brogle will go in sliding just for the fun of it. But he's now on second base for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, with Brogle's speed, if he had known that ball got by him and decided not to slide, he could be standing on third right now. It could have been a very close call play right there. But again, just like we said, getting that started early, Brogle doing his job, ripping it right down the right field line like he did over there in the first, and, just doing a really good job.
Yeah, Brogle being, as we've seen all year, aggressive base running. That is a line shot, but scooped up by Hugh over at shortstop, and that looked like a beautiful play. So Aiden Crowley will be recorded as an out there, but Brogle does advance to third base as Robert Kelly is now taking the plate for the Cardinals.
Yeah, so for the first time now we're seeing the Pirates put under a bit of pressure, under the threat of the opposing team scoring a run here with Brogle on third. This is the first time that we are seeing Bennett being put under the pressure of somebody having to score. He's always been having to, work with a man on first or second, which is a lot different when you now have to deal with, making the mistake of letting a ball go by the catcher, or even just letting him hit it in general and bringing that run in.
Yes, we saw that was a low pitch there. Great scoop by Andrew Pearson as the Pirates catcher, as Brogle would have definitely took off there. Next pitch coming in is swung on by Kelly. That one's a foul tip down the left field line, so the count is now even at 1-1. But a huge opportunity here for the Cardinals to put a run up on the board. They did not score yet this game. We definitely haven't seen that much this year.
Yeah, obviously one of the more lower scoring games for the Cardinals here.
That pitch low, so the count now advances to 2-1. Kelly here has the only 2 home runs now after yesterday's home run. So Kelly, the team leaders in home runs. One inside the park, one outside the park here. That pitch again low and outside, so now the count is in favor for Kelly, 3-1.
Yeah, you'll start to see what that momentum will do to a pitcher up there. I mean, look, you get a guy on third after hitting a stand-up double, what would have been a stand-up double. And then, next hitter comes up, moves him over. You see the pressure it's put on the pitcher now as he's kind of out of his rhythm, throwing down in the dirt a little bit here.
Yeah, now Siegel definitely has to find his groove again, and he does with that pitch. So it's a full count now. 3-2, 2 outs, man on third. Definitely a huge opportunity for both players here, both batter and pitcher. Pitch by Siegel is low in the dirt, and Kelly will take first base. It's now up to bat for the Cardinals. It's cleanup hitter Teak Toto. Toto is a team leader in RBI, so another opportunity to stack that stat sheet up.
Yeah, very dangerous position here for the Cardinals as you got 2 extremely important hitters coming up here. You got Moore and Toto. Toto at the plate right now. Again, very curious to see how Kelly will be acting on first base right now. Obviously, I'm expecting him to take second, but then how will the catcher Andrew Pearson respond?
Yeah, definitely. We've seen yesterday when we were talking about this. Yesterday's catcher was trying to pick off the third baseman in those scenarios, but wouldn't be surprised if Kelly takes off the second.
I mean, I remember a few of the plays we had, so I'm just extremely curious to see what exactly we run on this type of position here.
Forgot for a second that you did once play for this team. Toto swings on that one. It's high up in the air. That one might stay in play, but it is foul. But it's dropped by the third baseman, so Toto stays alive in the count.
Yeah, Jake running over that one completely. I mean, that's a tough read, especially when you got to kind of run backwards on a bit of an angle there. So, Teak Toto lives to see another day.
Yeah, Toto battling it out in the batter's box. Definitely a difficult angle there for the third baseman having to run back, but something that you would wish you could, I guess, you could do as a third baseman. That is a tough angle you have. Now count is still 0-2 here. Kylie takes off. It's a low pitch. It's wild. Gets away from the catcher. Brogle takes home, makes it standing for the first run by the Cardinals here today.
Yep, and that's exactly what we talked about. You get a very long backstop here. You can't afford to let those by. Bennett Siegel kind of out of his rhythm now. You see that the pressure the Cardinals put on clearly making an impact here as he does totally lose that ability to just pound the zone. He's thrown in the dirt, I think, almost all, last couple, 8 pitches or so. And he sets Teak Toto up for a really good position here as he now leaves a man on second, and that pass ball brings in another run.
Yeah, so a run is in for the Cardinals as Kelly advances to second base. I was just about to say a man is in scoring position, but that is a ground ball directly to Siegel over at the mound. So it's a 1-3 to end the side. The Cardinals were able to put one up on the board against the Pirates, but we'll be back on the top of the fourth here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2. As the Cardinals are down in this game, entering the top of the fourth, 3-1 against the West Windsor-Plainsboro South. It's a 3-1 game, a lot of time left, only entering the top of the fourth. Connor Crowley did enter the game last inning, so he's on the mound now for the Cardinals. As Aiden Poot did start the game. Last side of the inning, we saw the Cardinals put one up on the board. So they're definitely trying to just use that momentum through this inning into the next inning in the batter's box. But now up to bat for the Pirates is third baseman, number 14, Jake Frankel. As we are ready to get the inning started here.
Yeah, obviously Jake Franco had a bit of a rough outing the last time he came up, seeing I think about 3 pitches straight and then going right back down.
Yeah, so he definitely doesn't want that to happen. That one going by him for swing and strike, and Crowley's hat falls down for the first time today. See how many times that happens.
That's a really good pitch by Crowley right there. I mean, he blew that one right by him.
Definitely a great pitch by Crowley. Next pitch again goes by him. Again, the hat falls down. You know, every time that happens, it's one of those moments where, like, you're watching a basketball game. It's like, oh, if they make 10 free throws, the whole arena gets Wendy's chicken nuggets or something like that. And I feel like I could be third time his hat falls, but that one a bit high. So the count goes 1-2. But yeah, one of those situations you'd be like, I bet his hat falls off 10 times and everyone gets free chicken nuggets. But
I would hope so.
I would not be funding those chicken nuggets. So find someone to do that, and I'll be glad.
Thank you, Lawrence Cardinals.
That pitch again high, so it's 2-2 here.
Yeah, they'll probably start to see Crowley try to throw, a little bit of those off speeds that he's probably got in the back pocket there. I'm going to see those, 2 in a row right there. He's starting to lose a bit of control. And if you're Jake Franco, just kind of wait back for that fastball and snap on it again, shorten the swing up.
Yeah, Franco here trying to stay alive. He checks that swing.
Yep.
He does not go all the way. So
that's the right call too.
It's a 3-2 count now. Crowley was up early now. Now it's a full count, so has to try to stay alive and battle it out here.
Yeah, remember, you got to shorten up that swing when you get a full count here. If it's a fastball, just turn around and rip it.
And he does stay alive. It's the strikeout swinging. Owen's a bit upset about that, but
no, I'm honestly more impressed. Crowley going down 3 pitches in a row right there, and then being able to find his rhythm for that last 4th pitch there. Again, you don't want to give up free bases, so doing a really good job of zoning back in, throwing that 4th pitch strike right there, that 3rd pitch strike. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely a huge strikeout for the first out on the board for the Cardinals. That great pitch in the zone there was by the knees.
I don't know why I thought that hit him.
Up to bat for the Pirates is first baseman Kai Hansen. Again in the zone. Crowley's up in the count now once again 0-2.
Another one of those members on the South teams that's got one of those long stances, very long swing. So, when you do go down 0-2, shortening up that swing is going to help, especially with, the velocity at which Crowley's throwing right now.
And then Crowley there wants him to bite on that off-speed pitch, but it reaches the turf before it reaches the plate. So,
I think he's got a lot more control over his fastball right now. Obviously, you see him go up 0-2 in the last 2 at-bats. Just throw that to them right now. You're clearly blowing him right by the bottom half of the lineup here.
And he does throw a fastball, but this foul tip behind the plate. So as we see Kai trying to stay alive, Hansen over at the batter's box.
Yeah, I really do think, I really do believe just, stick with the fastball right now. You're at the bottom of the lineup. Get your team out of this inning.
And that is a chopper directly back to Crowley. And he will toss it over to his brother, Aiden Crowley, to record the second out of the inning. Jim Mayer just telling him to let Drizga get that one next time. But the out is recorded. So now up to bat for the Pirates is number 24, Xander Rutsil. As my paper flies by the wind. The wind isn't too bad today. It's just actually
annoying.
Yeah, it's fairly nice actually, but just the paper to have paper like this isn't the greatest of
Yeah, the
things.
breeze is a blessing right now, especially with this heat.
Definitely. So there's 2 outs on the board. That's a high pitch, so the count will be 1-0.
Again, we're still in the bottom portion. It's literally the last batter in this lineup right now. If you can go up, if you can go, up there and go down 1, 2, 3, easily, one batter after the other, just on fastballs, I say you do it. Give yourself an inning to relax, get back your control of those junk balls you want to throw, and save it for the top of the lineup, which we actually have coming up next.
Yeah, the top of the lineup is coming next is Daniel, who is in the batter's box.
Yeah,
Xander
see?
swinging at that one, so the count is now 2-1. And like you did say, definitely would be huge if Crowley could get out of this 1, 2, 3 and use that momentum in the batter's box. That'd definitely be huge for the Cardinals.
Yeah, going up there and then coming back in 1, 2, 3, like right away, especially after putting your first run of the game on the board. I mean, your team is going to be on a hot streak. You're going to have a lot of momentum on your shoulders right now, and you're going to tear down the momentum of the South Pirates right now. So, again, keep blowing that fastball by the 9-hitter right now. I mean, obviously he's not touching it.
Yeah, and he does, so that's a strike. 2 strikes on the board. Crowley throwing once again in the zone for a strike 3, looking as his hat falls once again. But the Cardinals get a 1, 2, 3 inning in their favor. So now they're trying to cut down on this lead as the Pirates do hold a 3-1 lead as we enter the bottom of the fourth here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals Baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2. As a West Windsor-Plainsboro South currently hold a 3-1 lead over the Lawrence Cardinals on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. On the mound for the Pirates remains Bennett Siegel. So he is now throwing into his 4th inning. The Pirates so far had a great last inning on the defensive side of things, at least in Daniel's Hugh favor. A beautiful scoop off a missed ground ball by his third baseman, was able to recover that ball, being right behind him, and throw it beautifully down the first base line, and then a beautiful 6-3 out. So nonetheless, the Cardinals were able to find a bit of a momentum, scoring a run that inning, and then having a 1, 2, 3 inning on the last side of things. So we'll see if they could use that in the batter's box. So Kellen Moore up to bat here for the Cardinals. Watches that first pitch go by for a strike.
Yeah, a thought that crossed my mind is obviously as we start to get into the later stages of the game here, and we're almost in the 5th inning directly after this, is, the threat that will be this Lawrenceville offensive lineup and when we put in a new pitcher. Unless we're expecting Bennett to go all 7 here, I mean, I don't really know who else we have in the chamber, locked and ready to go that could shut down this Lawrence lineup as well as Bennett Siegel's been doing.
Yeah, so Bennett now trying to work in the count. That one's foul tipped behind the plate, so the count is now 2-1. Same number as Kellen Moore's jersey, 21.
I love when the count matches up with your jersey number.
Yeah,
Feels like you're meant to get a hit.
Yeah, definitely a huge moment here for Kellen. Destiny. And he does crack that one down the center. The second baseman makes his scooped play, but it's a wild throw, so Moore will make it to the bag safely. And maybe it was destined for him to make it to first base safely, and he does. So now the Cardinals will start the inning off with someone on base.
Yeah, I mean, Xander making a really impressive play right there. If that gets through, he could be standing on 2. Just a really impressive sliding play overall. If he were able to get up, make a bit of a better throw, I think he might have had him right there. I think the only reason he missed is because, Kai Anza, the first baseman, had to step off the bag. But to Kellen, really good job getting the bat down.
Yeah, definitely a great way, a great play on the field, just not a great throw at first base. So Kellen Moore is over at the first base. Now Riley Rivera is up at the batter's box as Deacon Moore is in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, this is the part where we'd hope to see a lot of aggressiveness from the Cardinals here. And so far, just off that one at bat alone, I'm loving what I'm seeing.
That pitch in the zone for a strike, so now the count is even at 1-1. Rivera will definitely love to advance Kevin or even just get on base. I mean, definitely would be huge for anyone here just to keep the inning going. I mean, there are no outs, but keep the momentum going, I will say. And he's late on that swing, so.
Looking a lot at the way Kellen is hopping off the bag right now. I mean, listen, all I'm saying is I love a nice back pick. I think if there's a really nice strike 3 pitch here, you can throw it back down to first, see what you can work with.
That one high, so the count is now 2-2.
Trying to hide my excitement on my home team here, but
I mean, definitely a huge opportunity for at least your hometown. That pitch in, Rivera cracks
Really
that
good
one
rip.
in the gap. So Moore will advance to second. Rivera is now over at first. That hit just in the gap. And the second baseman, Xander, was not able to make that play.
Yeah, and you can tell the Cardinals are really starting to get the hang of this right now. They're really starting to get a good feel for, the way Bennett Siegel's throwing up there, doing a lot of good aggressive hits at the plate right now. And this is exactly what they need. They need this momentum to get back in the game. Again, it's not over till it's over, obviously, but you're only down 2 runs here. You managed to thankfully put one up last inning. So the job's a lot easier now, and you've got those tying runs on the bases with a lot of good hitters coming up right after this.
And if people are on the bases for the Cardinals here, Moore signifying bunt. First baseman does come in. That one's cracked down the left field line. It's beautifully placed. So he has no other option but to go to first base, and Moore will be out over at first, but the runners do advance. So now Kellen Moore is over at third, and Riley Rivera is over at second. Rivera with speed, so any ball in the outfield will most likely bring in Rivera. But Drizga's now up at the plate for the Cardinals.
Yeah, really good job to Moore, obviously getting the job done. That's exactly what you need. When you get that bunt sign, you better make sure you see that ball down as a runner, because obviously you're trying to move him over, get your runners in some scoring positions here. Bring up another really good hitter who's got the potential, to potentially drive in 2 runs on a gap shot here, and you're back in this game.
Yeah, huge opportunity here for the Cardinals. And the third baseman now in the batter's box. Deacon Moore doing his job there, laying a beautiful bunt to advance the runners. We saw him hustle last time he was in the batter's box. Did hustle this time, but not able to make it in time.
And we're starting to hear some of that volume from the Cardinals dugout here, exactly what they need to keep this momentum going, getting the head of the pitcher right now.
Drizga there. Yeah, missing that one. Definitely a big hack there in the batter's box, but the count is now 2-1. 3-1 lead if you're just tuning in. The Pirates are beating the Cardinals here. Next pitch is low, not the type of pitch you'd like. But Drizga does swing at that and he strikes out there. The count was 2-1 on the board, but it was 2 strikes. So now there are 2 outs up on the board for the Cardinals, 2 men in scoring position. The catcher, Drew Dobkins, the freshman, will make a big appearance here in the batter's box with a huge opportunity here for the Cardinals.
Yeah, on the drop third strike, there's definitely potential for the man on third to run around and get that scoring point right there. Again, bring down the deficit from 3-1 to 3-2, but good job by the Pirates there closing that distance off. Really good job trying to fight off that pitch. I mean, it was a bit of a chase, but obviously when you're up there, you're anticipating really anything. Just trying to make sure you can stay in the box with there's 2 strikes on you.
Yeah, Drizga definitely wanted to stay alive in the batter's box, but just wasn't able to make it happen. But now the catcher, Dobkins in, and he cracks that one right down the center, and that one will sneak by. Mayer waves Rivera in. It's a great throw, but it was cut off by the first baseman. That was a great throw. Might have tagged out Rivera over at the plate, but the first baseman there, Kai Hansen, cutting that one off. So the Cardinals have just tied the game here with a huge 2-run RBI by the freshman, Drew Dobkins.
Yeah, I mean, you saw a bit of a yelling match there between the catcher Andrew Pearson and Kai Hansen. Andrew Pearson always been a bit of a hothead, but I think he definitely has the right point there. You let that ball through, you get a different play at the plate right there. It's a 3-2 ball game. I mean, that throw was a bit of a dime, but again, Dobkin, I'm sorry, that's a stellar hit, especially in a bit of in the jam that they're in.
Yeah, especially for being a freshman. We've seen Kellen Moore designated hit a lot this year for Dobkins, so Dobkins didn't have a lot of time over at the plate, but so far in the later time of the season, he's definitely taken advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah, coming up clutch right there, especially in this late in the game when you need that momentum. Bounce off a really good performance from your pitcher Crowley. That's exactly what you need to get done, and he went up there and he absolutely executed it perfectly.
He did, and now up in the batter's box for the Cardinals is center fielder Giovanni Brogel. He's down in the count 0-2, and he swings at a bit of a wild pitch. And he'll be out off the toss. So the game is now tied here 3-3 as the Cardinals will now take the field here as the Pirates are going to try to get their lead back in the top of the 5th here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals Baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2. As the Cardinals were able to tie the game up 3-3 here against the West Windsor-Plainsboro South. Cardinals currently have a 14-3 record on the year as Plainsboro does hold an 8-8 record on the year. So definitely will be a big game on both sides of the ballpark here. But Connor Crowley specifically on the mound here. His brother Aiden Crowley is over at first base. That's a beautiful, beautiful curveball to find the zone there. So it's an 0-1 count.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was going to say, there's the control of that junk ball that I was talking about last inning,
Yeah, definitely good control there by Crowley. But up at the plate for the Pirates is number 2, Daniel Hugh.
Take a hack, Danny.
Again, another beautiful fastball that finds the zone. So the count is now 0-2. Hugh, like you said, has to just be able to protect the plate and find the ball here. And he's not able to.
Catches
Crowley
him swinging over.
gets him swinging there. So now there's 1 out on the board for the Cardinals. A quick at-bat there. Crowley definitely liking that. But now up to plate, the guy who made a beautiful throw, but we were not able to see if a play was made, Quinn Ferry.
Yeah, I'm loving this from Crowley right now. I mean, he's obviously got his speed back behind his arm, and he's gotten the control of those junk ball pitches right now. So I think he's clearly in the zone, and why wouldn't you be with the amount of momentum your team just put on your shoulders after that?
Yeah, it was definitely a huge part of that. Crowley with the 1-2-3 inning. That ball getting hit to Teague, and Teague Toto will let that one drop right in front of him. By my eyes, a good call because he definitely wanted to die for that.
Seemed like it, yeah. You saw the way he jumped. He was staying really low to the ground there.
Definitely wanted to die for that one, but he let that one drop. So 1 man on the board for the Pirates. Quinn Ferry does reach first base safely. Now up to bat is Bennett Siegel, the pitcher and the team leader in RBIs and home runs. Siegel doesn't really like that call, a bit low, but it is called the strike.
That wind.
Yeah, the wind's kicking up a little bit again. It's still a very beautiful day here, but the breeze is not the greatest for broadcasters. It's very nice for fans, though, I'll tell you that.
Oh, without a doubt. You do love the breeze under the sun. As now Bennett Siegel's got to work his way out of an 0-2 count here. And Crowley's got all the room in the world right now to just, throw out there, again, whatever he's comfortable with. Again, doing a really good job finding his stuff. I love the adjustment he's made coming back out into this field.
Yeah, Crowley definitely feeling himself here. That one, a pop fly that is out of play. So he's still up in the count 0-2 as his hat fell off there once again.
Naturally
indeed. So Siegel here, a little pitcher versus pitcher duel here. We have Ferry over at first base for the Pirates here. 1 out on the board. Connor wants him to chase on that one, but Bennett sits tight.
Yeah, he's definitely not, a stupid hitter. He knows what he's doing there, knows the looks. And I think Crowley knows that and respects that. And obviously, with the control he's gained, I think he could definitely afford, I think it would actually benefit him to throw some of those off speeds.
Gets the nod from Dobkins. It's not in the zone. It's a good throw, but a bit too. And he's out. That ball did seem to be a bit too high, but Ferry there taking a big, big slide. And he's called out. The coach, third baseman coach for the Pirates, definitely frustrated with that one. His cap.
Yeah, the argument's going to be he definitely slid past the bag. I mean, I saw that with my eyes clear as day. But as you saw, he got his hand back on the bag. The argument is, did he get his hand back to the bag before he was tagged down? It looks like he didn't. They're going to confirm him out. I mean, that one really is up to the eyes of the umpire. We don't have any angle from behind second base there. It's an unfortunate play, but a really good throw from Dobkin as well. And, when you play on dirt, you're not used to the sliding potential of turf. You roll on these fields.
Yeah, you definitely don't see that. And if I'm correct, that is a second thrown out over at second by Dobkins today. So now the count remains 2-2 with 2 outs up on the board. For number 22 in the batter's box with that one. That one hits.
I don't think that hit is bad at all. It makes a completely different noise. Bias fully put aside.
Yeah, that one I'm not too sure. That one comes by the hands of Siegel. Siegel saying it hit his hand.
Yeah, he's going to stay down on first, as he should, too.
Yeah,
as a kid who's been hit in the hand up at the plate, it is one of the worst feelings, aside from also a kid who's been hit in the face, in the leg, and various other parts of my body. It hurts.
Yeah.
But the hand is one of those spots that there's not a lot of muscle there to protect you. It's pretty much all bone. So,
yeah, it hit his hand, and That might be the end of him on the mound. That's not his throwing hand. Oh, is it?
No, it definitely is. I mean, there's
Yeah,
one.
that is
Listen, there's one
he's
way to
right.
confirm.
Yeah, that is his throwing hand.
There's one way to confirm if you got hit by a pitch here. If you've got a complaint, and that's you take the glove off, you see it, the blood's flowing through the hand.
So Siegel will take a walk into the dugout as a pitch runner's out for the Pirates. That was Siegel's pitching hand, and he was on the mound to end the last side. So we'll see what they do here. But now up at the plate is the catcher, Andrew Pearson, the cleanup hitter for the Pirates. With the man on first.
Yeah, I mean, this is a dangerous spot to be in for Crowley. Pearson's one of those hitters that actually was part of the reason that they did take on and defeat, the Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish over there. So, you got to be careful if you're Crowley here, not throw him anything too juicy that he can definitely, take a little hack on.
And Crowley definitely wants to be patient. But Pearson takes a swing at that one, and that one goes by him, so the count is now 1-1.
Yeah, and if you're Crowley, you should also notice, Pearson loves to swing out of his shoes. He's swinging very hard at every pitch that's thrown to him, whether or not it is a good read or a good pitch. As a pitcher, it's good, useful knowledge because you could catch him, off balance with some of those off speeds.
Yeah, Pearson definitely wants to crack something over the fence, and that one.
Yeah, and you can tell.
It swung on there a bit low. Bit of a golf swing on that pitch, but count is now 1-2 as we have a crazy ant, maybe a spider. This crazy ant over on our table here. We'll just wipe that off. Not really afraid of insects, but.
Yeah, and maybe we'll start to see the adjustment of the two-strike approach here, but Crowley, again, a lot of room to work with here.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
You're listening to Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro WRC2. As we did go off air for a quick second there, but all you missed was a nice strikeout there by Connor Crowley on the mound. So the side did retire with nothing put up on the board. One man left over at first base off the hit by pitch there. So Siegel is still on the mound after taking a alleged hit ball in the hand, and it did look like he's still moving his wrist around a couple times.
Yeah, you know what? Shake your hand out a little bit. You'll be all right. Get the blood going. But, to Siegel, obviously the Cardinals starting to get a good grip on the way he's pitching up there on the mound. Starting to get in the flow a lot better on offense. You see him put up, 2 runs in the last inning, especially in a big way as well with that huge clutch hit from Dobkin right there to then, again, tie the game. So let's see if they can keep that momentum going as we start getting, to the later parts of the lineup here.
Yeah, so now up to bat is Aiden Crowley, then Robert Kelly, and then Teak Toto.
Oh, my God. Totally forgot we were at the top of the lineup, actually.
Yeah, so a huge opportunity for the Cardinals here. They could take the lead for the first time here today. They've been down all day until the last inning with a huge 2 RBI single by the catcher and freshman Drew Dobkins. But now up to bat is another freshman, Aiden Crowley. Crowley will take the batter's box. Siegel gets his call, delivers, and it's in the zone for a strike to start the 5th inning.
Yeah, clearly, as it seems right now, lost no control after that hit in the hand pitch.
Yeah, Siegel seems to be A-okay there, throwing another strike. So Crowley now down in the count 0-2. Definitely trying to fight back. He is a team leader in runs. He does strike out there on a 3-pitch count. So it's 1 out on the board. Favor of the Pirates.
Yeah, I love that aggression from him, though. Really doing his job there. Aiden Crowley just swinging the ball away, swinging the bat away on some really solid pitches, actually. And again, I mentioned, the Cardinals starting to find their momentum, make the adjustment to Bennett Siegel here. And since we are more towards the top of the lineup, you'll start to see that come around as these are hitters who know and are familiar with what he's thrown at them so far.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely have some experience on what he's done as already a couple innings through this game, and Siegel is still on the mound. But Siegel seems to be just fine throwing on the mound here, as that is a 1-1 count now, as Robert Kelly's in the batter's box with 1 out on the board. That ball again high, so the count now is 2-1 for Kelly.
Yeah, the one thing you don't want to do is, continue to let them keep the momentum going because the Cardinals, going to be a very dangerous team if you do.
That one's high up in the air, and it is just tracked down in time by the left fielder. Seemed to be a bit weary there, but Jake Hastings able to track that one down to record the second out of the inning.
Yeah, Jake doing a good job. Making it look easy is what others have found very difficult today. I mean, those pop flies, especially with the wind, we've seen a couple of, if, ands, or buts with some of the track downs today. So really good job to him as well. Cardinals out of potential here to go up 1-2-3. So hopefully we can end that streak right here.
And Teak Toto up at the plate, watches the ball come by his eyes.
As you hear the chirps from the dugout, I love high school baseball.
Toto swings at that one but gets under it, so to the second baseman, and it's dropped. No one ends up calling it. The second baseman, I guess, appeared. The right fielder called it and ran away at the last second. So
it sounds as though I heard the second baseman call it, and maybe Devin in right field try to call him off, just not loud enough, not on time. But you got to be very communicative about those. If you're going to go for that ball, you got to be loud. You got to be very, very certain that you are the one who's got it. But if you call it, there's no, going off that ball unless you hear someone else call you off even louder.
Yeah, definitely. Once you call the ball, you have to stick with it unless an outfielder comes in and really says they want it and they have that eye for it, then you have to respect it. But Toto does make it to first safely. Now up at the plate is the designated hitter of the day, Kellen Moore. He was just warming up in the bullpen, so it took him a little while to make it there, but he's now standing in the batter's box and watches the first pitch come, and it is low for a ball.
Yeah, and I mean, when you had the potential to end all the momentum right there, send him up and down, 1-2-3, that's not an error you want to make. That's 100%, in my perspective, the second baseman's ball, considering how shallow it was.
Kellen's
going to rip that one.
That one might be out of the park. And it is.
Oh, my God.
Kellen Moore's first home run of the year. A 2-run home run for Kellen Moore gives the Cardinals a 5-3 lead against West Windsor-Plainsboro South Pirates. Kellen Moore rounding off the bases here. Teak Toto just made it in. Kellen Moore gets in. That was a shot
That ball
down the
was
left field line.
hang.
A shot. No doubt in my mind that one was going out. So a huge, huge shot. And right there is just a huge missed opportunity for the Pirates as they were able to put the inning down.
Yeah, that is a no-doubter shot.
Yeah, Kellen Moore just changing those plans off that. And he wasn't even taking any practice swings. He was just in the bullpen.
No, not at all. I mean, he came out ready to swing the bat. That's exactly what you do. You turn on that first pitch fastball right there. Look what happens. He sent that ball straight over the left field fence there.
Yeah, beautiful shot there by Kellen. So now the Cardinals do hold the 5-3 lead against the Pirates. That's the first lead of the day for the Pirates.
As you'll start to see the Pirates kind of fall apart here. I mean, this is very common. I won't lie for our team. Once you go down, you start to get a little sloppy. But any team's going to maintain everything about it, offensively and defensively. But the Cardinals, again, doing a really good job figuring out everything about Bennett Siegel up on the mound right now, making that adjustment as the innings go on, and just keep doing some damage out there as they now make it a 5-3 game. And they finally took the lead.
Yeah, the Pirates definitely made a huge mistake with that missed fly ball. And then the Cardinals able to execute on that. But now Rivera's over at the plate. It's an even 1-1 count here. 2 outs up on the board. No one on the bases for the Cardinals. And that is another shot. But that one that will not be tracked down. That reaches the fence, hops all the way there. Rivera's over at second, and he will stand there standing. So 2 big shots by the Cardinals. 2-run home run by Kellen Moore. Now another huge double, almost in the same direction. Rivera now with a double, as we just heard someone say. I guess we just figured Siegel out now. Siegel was definitely in his groove earlier in this game, but the Cardinals definitely doing their thing, and seems like we're going to have a pitch hitter here, or a pitch.
No, bit of confusion. Actually, there's no pinch hitter.
No, nothing there, just a bit of confusion.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you take away that fly ball error right there, you still get a 3-3 ball game, but, obviously they capitalized on the opposing team's errors, and that's exactly what you should do as a team. You work with their mistakes, make it your advantage. Look at that. 2 back-to-back shots, 1 driving in a run, 1 making Rivera, a quick stand-up double.
Yeah, huge momentum shifter for the Cardinals, as all the momentum is now on their side now. Deacon Moore's up at the plate now. Deacon had a nice hit earlier in this game, so definitely try to do that again here with Rivera over at second base.
and bringing up another one of their best hitters with one of the best, batting averages on the team. You're putting yourself in a dangerous spot here.
And he does get the bat to the ball, and it will drop. He sends Rivera home. The ball to the plate will not make it, but Pearson does rip it to second, and Moore slides safely. As we saw the Pirates make that mistake once more, it sticks onto the bag.
Yeah, a lot going on in that play right there. Really good hit again by Deacon Moore, driving that one straight over to the left fielder on the line. Scores in Rivera. I mean, you saw the throw from the left fielder Hastings over there. A little bit slow. Took a lot of bounces on the turf right there. And shout out to the catcher, Andrew Pearson, for seeing that, giving up on the play at the plate and trying to gun him down at second with a throw just a little bit too high. Definitely may have had him beat, but, when it's high enough the bag, you're going to give him second for that quick little double right there. So, again, really good job to Deacon Moore capitalizing once again off their mistakes. And that just shows how good of a team the Cardinals are.
And the Cardinals now definitely in their offensive flow of things. A play at the plate, again, might have been close if Pearson went for the tag, but he tried throwing it over at second. But Moore, like you did say, it was a high throw at that, and Moore was able to stay on the bag after the slide. So Cardinals now hold the 6-3 lead. 2 outs up on the board. It's a 2-out rally for the Cardinals, which the inning should have been over, but it's still alive. So Deacon's now over at second base, and a pitch hitter here for the Cardinals as a senior. TJ Neiman will make his first appearance of the day here. Siegel throws just a bit outside there. Call we've seen, a pitch we've seen been called multiple times today, but that one is not in the zone.
Ooh.
Neiman swing at a pitch way outside.
Yeah, that's a good pitch.
2-2 count now with 2 outs.
Yeah, you'll start to see this entire Pirates team here get a little flustered. So if anyone's got to stay in rhythm, it is Bennett Siegel. He throws a junk ball.
Neiman gets the bat to the ball, but it is tracked down by the right fielder, Devin Singa. So the side is retired, but the Cardinals were able to put 3 runs on the board off for a huge moonshot by Kellen Moore, and his brother Deacon Moore delivering for a nice RBI double. So the Moore brothers contributing to the Cardinals here. And we'll be right back, entering the top of the 6th here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinals Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals Baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2. As the Cardinals now do hold the first lead of the day as they are up 6-3 against the West Windsor-Plainsboro South Pirates. Cardinals are currently 14-3 on the year as the Pirates are 8-8. We just previously saw a huge moonshot by Kellen Moore, able to open this game up or give the Cardinals the first lead. So the Cardinals did hold a 5-3 lead, and then his younger brother, Deacon Moore, who's been giving himself his own name this year so far, was able to hit a huge double and been able to give the Cardinals now a 3-point lead as they now are up 6-3. And Kellen Moore is now on the mound. So we'll see if he could close this game out. Connor Crowley will take a seat for the rest of the day here. But Kellen Moore, his last time on the mound was a very, very impressive game during all 7 innings. And Owen, I believe you were here for that game.
Oh, yeah, no, it was. It was a really good job out there. Again, he's going to come out, he's going to dominate, he's going to deal, he's going to shut this team out right now, especially with the type of mentality that seems that they are in. I mean, we're kind of moving into the later parts of the lineup here. As you got Devin Singh coming out to play right now, he's the 5-hitter. You got about, one more inning after this. If you go up 1-2-3, I mean, you leave South in a rough spot, as then you have their 8-9 hitters coming up, and then you just got to deal with Danny Hu at the 1 spot.
Yeah, definitely rough. That one foul tip to the shin. So that one definitely getting to Devin there as it chipped his shin. But Devin seems to be A-okay as he's back in the box. So Moore on the mound here. Jim Mayer did mention that Moore is one, if not the best pitcher in Mercer County. So Moore definitely doing his thing on the mound here so far, especially this year.
Yeah, you'll see Devin Singh, again, another one of those players on South. I mean, having the honor to play with him, very long swing. So he'll be late on a lot of these pitches, and when you pump up the velocity quite a bit, I mean, that's not going to help you as a hitter.
Yeah, the velocity is definitely up as he foul tips that one back, but he's a bit late. So now Moore's up in the count 0-2.
I mean, this really is that position in the game where, Kellen, just go up there, pump gas, throw Chad right down the zone, just let him hit you a little bit. I mean, you've got a lot of space between you and the Pirates right now. And you don't really have to be spending your arms just yet.
No, you do not have to throw that arm yet. And that one's a foul, or that one's in play. Right back to Kellen Moore as he drills it to the first baseman. Did he make it on time? I wasn't able to see the call, and he was able to make it in on time. So Devin showing good hustle there for the Pirates.
Devin used to be mad slow, so I don't know where that came from.
Devin speeding it up there, shifting gears.
Putting on the afterburners late game here.
Shout out to anyone who can drive stick. Just on shifting gears for Devin there. Another hack at the ball for Jake Hastings as making another appearance over at the plate. Cardinals have no outs up on the board here with a 6-3 lead. The top of the sixth inning. It's definitely a longer game compared to yesterday's, or a harder fought game compared to yesterday's.
Yeah, without doubt.
West Windsor has had their moments where they've upset really good teams like Notre Dame this year, so definitely have the experience to beat a team like Lawrence, but Lawrence doesn't want that to happen as they do hold the 6-3 lead. That pitch a bit too high, so the count now goes to 1-1. And that one hit towards Driscoll over at third base. He scoops it up and throws it to first.
Whoa!
And he is called out there, as we saw.
Sorry.
But that was a bit of a close call there. Everyone's really running hard over the first base. But Hastings not able to make it in time. The first base coach was a bit upset with that call, but
Well, I would be too. That's definitely a close call, but the way I see it, ball moves faster than the runner. I mean, if it's close, I definitely think he had him. But you know what? He went up there, he did a job, moved over a runner. When you're down only 3, every man on base counts, and especially where he is in the field counts. So having a runner on second right now as we get closer to the top of the lineup, it's definitely very helpful.
yeah, it definitely is. So now Jake Hastings will make it over. Devin will make it to second base, and that is another ground ball to Robert Kelly, and he throws it to
he got under.
Tagging. Oh, wow.
He got under. That is wild.
He definitely got under Driscoll's legs there.
Driscoll leaving that tag a little bit too high right there. Also, in my eyes, just not really the best base running from Devin Singh right there. You're going to see Coach Meyer giving the umpire a bit of a mouthful right now, which is respectable on that play right there. But I'm not going to lie, he got under.
Yeah, it did look like he got under that one there. Jameer having a couple words with the umpire who made that call. Driscoll definitely had an opportunity to tag him right after, unless time was called and I wasn't able to see it.
I mean, look, the throw can beat the runner all you want, but if you don't get the tag down in time, that's a totally different story right there.
Yeah,
I think that's a really good call by the umpire right there, making that, at this point in the game, not just giving away the free out right there, calling everything as he sees it.
And Mayer definitely frustrated with
giving
that
him a
call.
mouthful.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, the vile things I'd be saying if I were back in the dugout right now. I can't lie.
So
chirping a baseball coach is my favorite thing to do. Anyways.
So now men on the corner for the Pirates here with only one out on the board. Kelly decided to toss that one. Just going to tag was not placed in time. So Jake Franco was able to make it at first safely. Devin slid into third safely. So now Moore's on the mound here in a bit of a little situation. And that one's hit towards the third base line, getting past Driscoll. Deacon Moore rounds it off. So all the runners will just move up only one base.
So Matt Rader actually making his first appearance in the game right there, driving a ball down the third base line, getting that one just through. Almost a really good play right there by the third baseman for the Cardinals. Just laying out for that one. Driscoll, again, almost had it right through the glove of him. And, again, to Matt Rader coming in for the first time this game, taking advantage of the opportunity right there. Kellen Moore obviously not doing a terrible job right now. He's doing his job. He's throwing strikes. He's letting the batters hit it. They're just hitting them where they're not.
Yeah, hitting them in the spots you don't really want them in. So now one run comes in for the Pirates. So now it's a 6-4 lead for the Cardinals. Now there's only one man on the bases for the Pirates as a man is on first. And now up at the plate is a pitch runner. Not exactly sure what his name is. I don't have him on my lot.
On first base?
Here. No, over at the batter's box now.
Jonah Kassoff.
There we go. Thank you, Owen, for that.
Advantages of playing with these kids.
Indeed. First pitch is a swing and miss. So it's a first strike up on the board.
Yeah, it looks like we had a pinch hitter for both Kai and Xander. As Matt Rader went in for Kai, and Jonah's going to be going in for Xander right now.
So 2 men on the bases for the Pirates, man on second and first. Beautiful off-speed pitch by Moore.
Got to fight up there now. You got 2 strikes on you. I mean, you know Moore's got the potential to throw really good off-speeds your way. Again, with this position you're in, especially putting up 1 run, a lot of momentum on your back right now, shorten up that swing, get a bat out there. But Kellen Moore is obviously going to expect that coming. I'm curious to see what he'll throw here.
Yeah, definitely see what that. And a beautiful off-speed pitch gets him swinging.
Yeah, you're not going to want to swing at that pitch. We talked about it. Remember, curveball starting in the zone, ending out of the zone will always be a ball. Really good job to Kellen Moore utilizing that. I mean, catches he's technically a rookie. He's a sophomore. He's only had 1 year of play on varsity and only as a pinch hitter at that.
So now the top of the lineup for the Pirates is Daniel Hugh, makes another appearance. He's team leader in hits and runs. So he'll definitely want to get a hit in, see if he can bring any RBIs for this team. A pitch a bit outside for the lefty hitter. So it's a 1-0 count with 2 outs up on the board. Just to remind you, there's 2 men on bases here in the top of the 6th inning. Man on first, man on second. Daniel Hugh is now up at the batter's box once again. Kellen Moore pitches that one, but it is a bit low.
Yeah, Kellen Moore obviously very fortunate not to be in a bases-loaded jam right now, but still a lot of pressure on his shoulders right here. You got, South's leading hitter right now, Danny Hu, up at the plate. A lot of potential to just lay a ball in the gap and, maybe even bring in 1 run, if not 2. So he's got a lot of room to work with here. And Kellen Moore is doing a really good job of handling that pressure and doing a very good job of, executing well on the mound.
It definitely looks very composed on the mound there, but
let that one get away.
Another ball makes it 3-0 in favor of Hugh in the box. So 1 more ball will make the bases loaded here in favor of the Pirates.
Yeah, it places a house mortgage on him not swinging at this next pitch here, 3-0. See if we can get that free base. Naturally. Would have just made a house mortgage on that pitch right there.
Indeed, you would have.
This is the part where Kellen's going to have to start really nailing in that control right here. Again, you cannot afford to give up free bases, especially now that we are in the top of South's lineup.
Yeah, Kellen here having to find his spot, and he does with that pitch. Beautiful fastball in the zone, so it's a 3-2 count. 2 outs, man on first and second. A bit of a battle here.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Danny is just going to jump on this next pitch, throw the bat head out there and try to get a fight going here. Would I be expecting a fastball from Kellen Moore? Maybe, but he's got a lot of really good control, so this is very intense right now.
Moore delivers, and it's high.
It's going to be ball 4.
So all the runners will advance as Hugh takes first.
Yeah, it's one of those things you just can't afford to do. Again, you bring up another really dangerous left-handed hitter here. If he puts anything down the line on Teak Toto in right field, they got potential to bring in, not only 2 runs, but maybe even 3. And Quinn Ferry has always been one of the younger guys that can definitely get the bat out there and lay down a good hit. So this is a good position for the Pirates to be in.
So
going to watch that first one go by, yeah.
That pitch being a strike. So Quinn Ferry is now in a great situation for the Pirates, but cannot have any space for mistakes as there are 2 outs up on the board.
Yeah, and, that's a great first pitch from Kellen there, just nailing the strike zone. He's got to keep that up. And you're going to see Quinn Ferry doing exactly what all the South Pirates know best, messing with his time here, messing with his rhythm. Kellen Moore obviously can't let that affect him. He's finally got back into the groove as he pounded the strike zone with that first pitch there.
Yeah, so Kellen's still on the mound, doing his thing. It's an 0-1 count, bases loaded. Ferry watches that one, and that one's high.
He's going to leave that one up for the Birds. Kellen is a comfortable pitcher. Obviously, he's committed. I know he's got a lot of skill behind him, so I have no doubt he knows what he's doing up there. Probably very comfortable right now, just trying to find what works.
Ooh, that pitch.
Yeah, see that one outside.
Just outside, so it's a 2-1 count now. The shortstop there, same year as Kellen Moore, the 2 juniors having a quick word.
What is unfamiliar right now is the amount of noise coming from the South dugout. We were a very loud team when we played, so I don't know what's going on over there. But that's what you love to see, that shortstop-pitcher connection. Classic talk on the mound.
Pirates a bit quiet in the dugout with a huge opportunity in their hands as Moore throws another ball here. So now Ferry's up 3-1 in the count. 2 outs up on the board. Ferry, I mean,
yeah, Ferry's just got to protect. He can't swing on any. He can't really roll over anything, and if he does, it's got to be deep. You want to make sure you get that run in.
I mean, if you're a Pirate here, you would take a walk if it comes, but that one in the zone for a strike, so it's a full count once again. But if you're a Pirate here and it's a ball, just take the walk, get the extra run in, makes the game closer.
Yeah, once you see that ball get hit, I mean, you are moving. You get those legs rolling. If Quinn Ferry could hit anything into a gap here just by the infield, he'd be doing his team a real big favor.
Yeah, you're officially a track star if the ball's hit. And it is hit to Kellen. It's an awkward position, and he does not get the throw on time. It's a wild throw over the first baseman's head. Another run will score. The third run not coming in.
Great read.
So the game is now tied here.
Yeah, Kellen Moore, I mean, you know what? That kind of happens. You'll see pitchers make those mistakes here and there. Obviously, it's unfortunate. He did a really good job laying that ball right in the zone, catching Quinn up on the inside, forcing him just make a little dribbler right back at him. But unfortunately, that happens. Those throws just, they don't come, I guess, hand in hand. Sometimes you will make that error. I've done it myself. It's embarrassing. But it's a rough spot to have that error happen, as, you're going to give Pirates the opportunity to tie the game, and they're going to see them intentionally walk Bennett Siegel, which to me is absolutely amazing. But as our rosters just fly away in the wind.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the Cardinals do this before just to have every base open right there. Like you did say, like we did mention, once the bat was put into play, every player ran. So that ball not too far from home, but the runner was almost there at home, and Kellen wasn't able to make a play at the plate. So we had to throw that awkward angle over at first, and that ball was just too high for Aiden Crowley over at first.
What I like about this lineup coming up right now, and I hate to kind of hype up my own guys here, is you put two really good, potentially hard-hitting people or hard-hitting players up in the box right now. Whether or not you walk Bennett, you've now got Andrew Pearson up. He's got a lot of power behind him. I remember, he was the one who contributed mainly to beating Notre Dame with a huge stand-up triple at that, to deep left field here. So Kellen Moore's got to do a lot to work around the batting potential.
It's a huge battle here as both teams are tied in the top of the 6-6 game. The cleanup hitter for the Pirates up, the catcher, Andrew Pearson, as the Cardinals ace is now on the mound, or he's been on the mound this inning, Kellen Moore.
Yeah, and he's not even doing a terrible job. Kellen Moore's been doing a really good job of finding his stuff, controlling the zone. But, when the opposing team hits it, again, you just got to tip the hat. Game recognizes game. And being in this tough jam right now, it's amazing to see the composure he has. And still nail the zone like he just did there on that nice junk pitch. But any smart hitter is going to lay that one off at this point in the game.
Yeah, great composure by Moore on the mound. Great off-speed pitch. Makes it in the zone for an 0-2 count now for Pearson, or against Pearson. Pearson, like you did say, has to stay alive in there. A lot of hitters would have swung at that.
It is a necessity to be alive right now.
Pitch comes in, and it's just in the zone low, but will be called for strike 3. So Kellen Moore able to get out of that inning, but he did let the Pirates tie the game, so the Cardinals will have to come back on the mound, or in the batter's box.
Yeah, that's a pitch I'm not too sure about. I mean, obviously I am at a bit of a different angle, but just seeing the height on that one did look a little below the knees, but I obviously won't argue the calls currently. I mean, looking forward to the Lawrenceville offense coming up to the plate currently. They got a lot of good hitters to work with here. I mean, you're only tied. Remember, you're not down. You're only tied, and you got a lot of really good people up there to come out. Give your team now the advantage. Give a few more runs, as I think I just saw Pearson throw his helmet down in the dugout. That's not too out of character of him. Looks like we're actually going to see Jake. Oh, I thought Jake Hastings was pitching. That would have been interesting. But now you just got to see how the Cardinals will adjust to whoever it is the Pirates decide to throw out on the mound right now.
It doesn't seem like Siegel will take the mound.
Devin?
Yeah, looks like Devin is
definitely.
Singh. Yeah, Siegel will take right field, and Devin will take the mound for the Pirates here.
Yeah, I quickly mentioned that earlier when I was talking a little bit about Bennett. Very versatile player. I mean, a hitter, a pitcher, and a very good outfielder from my time playing with him. But Devin Singh, the lefty pitcher coming up on the mound, It's a bit of a surprise to me. I honestly would not have expected this, but, he's got about 2 more innings left to pitch, so let's just hope he can, do the damage out there and stop the Cardinals. But the Cardinals, again, have no reason to take the foot off the gas right now. They still have a lot of momentum. Yes, 1 rough inning, but look at what they did at the plate last inning when they were up, putting up, how many runs was it? Was it 3?
Yeah, 3 runs, 2 big 2-run shot, and then Deacon Moore with a huge RBI.
Yeah, I mean, that is just a crazy inning for them. So they definitely, should feel on top of the world right now. And they definitely should go out there with the same aggressive, swing on anything in the zone right there and just let the bats talk.
Yeah, it's definitely what you want to do here for the Cardinals, as we will not be going into break, as we will just keep talking until the inning starts once again. But, yeah, like you said, this is another huge momentum inning. The Pirates, I'm not too sure if you would say the momentum shifted because they were able to get out of a jam there, but nonetheless, it is a different opportunity here for the Cardinals to try to take the lead once again and try to hold it off for one more inning. Because we are now in the bottom of the 6th. As Devin's now on the mound here. Bennett's over at right field. The rest of the lineup will stay the same for the Pirates. As to start off the inning will be catcher Drew Dobkins, then center fielder Giovanni Brogel, then first baseman Aiden Crowley.
Trying to see if any field changes there, as we did see 2 pinch hittings. I think actually Jonah Kassoff is over at second right now, switching in for Xander Rudis, so that could have been a direct switch.
Indeed he is, so I did not notice that. So there's a switch over.
Well, all these freshmen and sophomores on the high school South team are just little kids with pit vipers and mullets, so they're very easy to confuse, but
they are playing baseball here on this beautiful day. And that's all that matters, because today is right now is all about baseball. As the score is 6-6, the Lawrence Cardinals are facing the West Windsor-Plainsboro South. Lawrence currently 14-3 on the year, as Plainsboro South is 8-8 on the year. The score is currently 6-6 as we enter the bottom of the 6th inning here. Dobkins is up at bat for the Cardinals. As the Pirates did just make a pitching change, Bennett Siegel did step off the mound. And Devin Singh is now on the mound for the Pirates. So the freshman here delivered earlier in this game, but now another opportunity just to get on base here would be huge for the Cardinals. First pitch by Devin is in the zone for a strike. So Drew just watched that one go by, gets a head nod from his coach Mayer.
yeah, Dobkin, same kid with that really clutch hit in that last inning to put up, how many runs did he bring in, 2 or 1?
I believe he did bring in 2 runs to tie the game.
2 runs, yeah, with a shot directly past the second baseman there.
And that one a bit low. We hear the Cardinals dugout getting louder here.
Yeah, and you're going to see Dobkin turn around, look at the dugout as he flicks his hand in a bit of a curveball motion, obviously signaling. You can tell when Devin is going to throw those junk ball pitches. As a hitter, is a very good tell. Obviously, it is 1 pitch, but he had no control over that junk ball at all as he spiked it right in the dirt. That's turf.
There's a 1-1 count now. Dobkins swings at that one. He's late on that swing, so it's a 1-2 count there. Pearson throws the ball over Devin's head, but there's no one on base, so no one will be stealing anything.
Yeah, loving the volume I'm hearing from the Cardinals dugout right now. I mean, high school baseball is all about chirping. Let them know that, these kids aren't anything to you.
Yeah, they're definitely letting them know that as the count is 1-2. Devin is coming, and that pitch is nowhere
He's got
near.
no control over that junk ball at all right now.
Yeah, that ball not even making the plate, so it's a 2-2 count now.
He's releasing a little bit way too out front, just spiking it right in the dirt. He's got to get on top of that.
So Devin getting the signal from his catcher. He delivers. Dobkins stays aligned in the box.
Yeah, what's extremely beneficial right now for the Cardinals and dangerous for the Pirates is if you throw a pitcher up there who doesn't have control of his stuff today, and the Cardinals start to hop on that fastball, as they clearly can, you're only going to set yourself up for failure here and give the Cardinals a lot more opportunities to swing on those first pitch fastballs, anything right in the zone, and put more runs up.
So now Dobkins getting ready for this next pitch. He swings at it. It's down the right field line. Looks like it will drop fair, and it will, and no one's able, or Bennett Siegel will not be able to make it there on time. So Dobkins gets on base once again.
Yeah, I mean, for a right-handed hitter to take that literally right next to the right field line there, That's a tough spot. You really wouldn't expect him to go oppo like that. Bennett Siegel obviously playing very far off the line. Ball just, if it had a little bit more height, maybe there's a chance he could lay out for that. But doing the right thing, letting it drop, not trying to risk anything. And just really good job to, Brogel Dobkin doing a really good job getting a man on and starting sending strong.
Yeah, so Dobkins leading it off right for the Cardinals with a man on base. There's a pitch runner in for him, but now Giovanni Brogo will make his another appearance over at the plate here as we are now at the top of the order for the Cardinals. Giovanni Brogo just got a message from his coach, Jim Mayer. He bunts. He pulls back.
Oh, that's that back pick I love to see. Yeah. Oh, no.
A back pick by Pearsons almost catches the Cardinals lacking there.
Yeah, if that throws up in the air and, he holds on to that, that's a close play right there.
Cardinals stay alive over at first. Brogo again signifying bunt. And he does drop it, but that one goes foul. So it's an even count now, 1-1. Brogo is speedy, so if he's able to lay it down in a perfect, nice spot, wouldn't be surprised if he gets to first on time.
I mean, given your one hitter the bunt sign, especially when, again, there's, you still got 2 more licks up at the plate right now. You've got this inning and then the bottom of the top of the 7th there to work with. And it just seems like a weird approach to me.
Yeah, we've seen Jim Mayer definitely play small ball throughout the games, even in the desperate times. So it's what he's known for, and it's worked so far this year for the Cardinals. So he's going to try to keep it up. And Brogo there pulls back on that button, but it's in the zone for a strike.
I mean, I definitely like the idea of another attempted back pick here. I mean, they got 2 strikes. He's obviously not going to go for the bunt now. So the lead from Dobkin on first will probably shorten, especially as the pitch is delivered.
So Brogo in the batter's box. We'll see if he bunts. He does not. Takes a hack at it, but it goes foul. So he stays alive in the box. It's a 1-2 count here. Brogo, the top of the lineup for the Cardinals. Definitely a huge person to put on base for the Cardinals. As speedy as he is, he'll find his way around the bags pretty quickly. Brogo trying to stay alive in the box. Pitch comes in by Devin. Brogo definitely he swings at it to chop her down to second baseman. They convert the first out, so it's a fielder's choice over at second, and Brogo will make it to first on time. So just a little swap there. Pirates recording out. Cardinals remain with a man on first.
Yeah, an ideal, chance to turn a double play there. Thankfully, they did it. That's just unfortunate for Brogo rolling up into an almost double play there, but luckily he had the wheels to cut off the chance at getting a double play there from Jonah Kassoff over to Danny. Did not give Danny the chance to throw it over to Hanson at first.
Yeah, it was definitely a huge opportunity for the Pirates there, but Brogo just too speedy for that. So now the sophomore, or the freshman's up to bat, Aiden Crowley. They try getting Brogo over at first, known for stealing, so trying to keep him on his back foot there so he could stay in play. Aiden Crowley is now in the batter's box. It's count, no pitches thrown to him yet. There's 1 out on the board. Brogo has a good size lead but doesn't go. So now it's 1-0 with 1 out on the inning. It's a 6-6 game if you're just tuning in. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's been a great game so far. Cardinals been down the majority of the game. Found their way back with a huge 2-run shot by Kellen Moore, but trying to get that lead back. And that's a wild pitch. Brogo will move to second.
Gotta watch him.
Pearson will get to the ball, but without putting a Cardinal in scoring position, and more specifically a speedy Brogo over at second.
Yeah, if you're Pearson, any ball in the dirt right now, you got to make sure you're getting down, not letting that get by you. I mean, obviously the Cardinals are going to take advantage of that. A very aggressive team right now. And very good job to Brogo seeing that ball down in the dirt and getting a great jump.
So Crowley here wants to bring him in, but lets a fastball go by. So it's a 2-1 count now. Aiden Crowley, the first baseman, leads the team in 18 runs this year so far. Pitch comes in by Devin.
Blows that one right by him.
Yeah, that pitch goes right by Crowley.
And we've got 2 very, not too fast speed differences between Devin and Siegel here, but Devin definitely not up to par with how fast Siegel was throwing.
Yeah, Siegel definitely had the better of the mile per hour count out of these 2 pitchers. But that one is high, so it's a 3-2 count now. Crowley went from a 2-2 count, or a 2-0 count to a 2-2, now a 3-2. So,
I mean, yeah, you definitely can't afford to throw a fourth pitch ball here and give up a free base.
yeah, not ideal for the Pirates. Crowley there playing a little of the mind game that the Pirates were playing earlier. Calls time. So now, Devin, like you said, definitely not ideal for Devin to throw a ball here. And he does not a huge strikeout for the Pirates. Crowley goes down swinging. So now Brogo's over at second here with Robert Kelly up at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, this is huge for the Cardinals here. You know, you got one runner on. You can afford to go out there and play a good game of defense if you score this last run here, make it a 7-6 ball game, and then not have to see the plate again after.
Yeah, Kelly swinging at the first pitch he saw, but that one goes foul tip into the catcher's mitt. So it's an 0-1 count. But Robert Kelly desperately wants to bring in that run over at second. Oh, a nice pitch in the zone. Brogo takes off to third. Pearson gets thrown on time, but Jake Frankel not able to make that scoop in on time. So Brogo's over at third. 2 outs on the inning. Now Kelly's at the plate. It's a 1-1 count. Tie ball game. It's coming down to the wire.
He did step off.
The umps are here. They're deciding if it's a balk. Brogo did look like he took off. He decided to stop. Devin is arguing that he did not balk.
No, he stepped off. I saw the back foot.
The umps are going to talk about it. Not sure what it was. And they are going to call it a balk. So Brogo will come in for a bit of confusion here on the field. We're having the Pirates coach come out and talk to the ump. So coach a little frustrated there, not too sure.
I'm getting beat up, damn.
Yeah, wasn't too sure who he just yelled at. If that was at the blue.
Stan, the field umpire, he's notoriously terrible.
Oh. Coach, yeah, he's definitely yelling at him. So that run comes in the score. So the Cardinals do retake the lead here in the bottom of the 6th. It's huge for them here as they take a 7-6 lead. So Robert Kelly's still at the plate. It's 2-1 count, 2 outs up on the board, no one on base. That one low, so it's 3-1 now. And if you ask me, confidence is now with the Cardinals, especially for Devin on the mound, where, at least in his eyes, he definitely thinks he didn't balk. The umps think differently, but definitely not confidence booster for them. And Robert Kelly shoots that one, but it's
shot right up, yeah.
Up in the air, so should be a clean catch, and it is by Bennett Siegel over at right field now. So the Cardinals able to put one up on the board here. They do hold a 7-6 lead against the West Windsor-Plainsboro South as we now enter the top of the 7th inning. So the last opportunity here as the Pirates coaches are still chirping. Oh, no, they're not. But we'll be right back with more baseball here in 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2. We are now in the top of the 7th inning here in a very tight game, very close competitive game. It's a 7-6 ball game here in Lawrence. Cardinals are up here as we enter the top of the 7th inning. Up to bat was the man who was just pitching for the Pirates, Devin Singh. And I mean, it's hard to say he balked and a run came in.
There's a lot of debate around that, yeah.
A lot of debate over that ball.
I just explained to Chris that, I thought he had definitely stepped off, but I think it's the way that he kind of bent his knees and crashed towards the plate that it was up for debate whether he was committing to the pitch or stepping off. But, if there's ever debate about it, it's probably a balk.
Nonetheless, the Cardinals hold the lead now. Pirates dugout getting a little rowdy here as it is their last chance here to get a victory. As Kellen Moore is on the mound trying to close it out for the Cardinals. The first pitch is before a ball. Next pitch is a fastball. Foul tip, so it's a 1-1 count.
Yeah, I love my boys over there in the Pirate dugout, but you waited a little bit too long to get loud. You didn't bring the energy, and I think that is going to be a huge difference maker in the game between the Cardinals and the Pirates right now. I mean, you've heard them make noise all these last few innings, keeping their team on top.
And Kellen Moore gets him swinging off that off-speed pitch. A beautiful, beautiful pitch by him. So count is now 1-2. Pitcher's favor.
Expect the fastball, maybe.
Fastball definitely would be something to see. Keep an eye out for. And it's not
There
a
it is.
fastball, but it is a chopper back to Moore, and it'll be recorded for
Moore
the
makes the
first
throw,
out.
yeah.
So
I was expecting him to maybe try to catch Devin off guard with a little fastball right there, call the inning, because Kellen Moore, as we know, has got very good control over everything. So, honestly, whatever he wanted to throw right there would have probably worked.
yeah, Kellen definitely has great control over any off-speed pitch, including his fastball as well. So definitely a great overall pitcher. But 1 out is on the board for the Cardinals. 2 more to go for this game. Up to bat, it's Jake Hastings. Swings at the first
Swings
pitch.
over that. Clearly a nice little changeup right there. Caught his timing off completely.
Yeah, Jake swinging heavy on that pitch. They're shifting the outfield a bit more to the left, towards left field. So Teak Toto taking a couple steps to his right. Same thing as goes for Brogel. In our perspective, it's left.
Yeah, and I think that this actually is the spot Lawrence wants to be in. I remember talking to you last inning as South's lineup came out that we were in the bottom of the lineup and working towards the top. They managed to work through a good part of their lineup right there, get that lead or that tie back. And now you've set yourself up again in a crucial spot of the game with your last, 4 hitters up. And obviously as the lineup goes on, you're going to see hitters who can't really get a hold of some of these pitchers right here, especially with a pitcher like Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore with a beautiful pitch as well. Gets him swinging once again. Now Jake does get the bat to the ball, but it's directly to Kelly over at shortstop for a 6-3 out. So 2 outs on the inning for the Cardinals. 1 more to go for the game. Now up to bat is Jake Frankel, the third baseman for the Pirates. Their last chance here. So here the Cardinals, Kellen Moore specifically, trying to end this game here. He brought 2 runs in off a wild throw to the first baseman, so this would definitely be a huge opportunity just to reclaim that confidence and end the game. That's a shot down the left field line. It's gonna stay fair, and I believe that is Deacon who will get to it. It's a stand-up double, sliding double, but he gets it on time. The throw is too late, so the tying run is now over at second base for the Pirates.
Franco making a name for himself late in the game with his first hit out of all, I think, 3 appearances he's had.
Yes, Jake Frankel with a huge appearance now, a pitch hitter for the Pirates here.
Jason Carroll. Oh, my God. Sorry.
Owen have a bit of a moment there. Seems to know the batter here. Do you know him?
Yes. I think you're going to put anybody in a pitch hit right now. You know what? Why not Jason Carroll?
Jason Carroll. Jason Carroll coming up to bat here. Huge opportunity for him, but Kellen Moore trying to come out with the victory here.
Lefty hitter. I love the approach.
Tying run over at second, leading run at the plate. There's 2 outs on the board here, so.
Ooh, really?
That is a very low pitch there. We've seen that zone been active for this ump, so.
Yeah, Kellen looks pretty unstoppable right now. I can't lie. Definitely in his zone, in this groove. Feeling on top of the world, and as he should.
Yeah, he does, so that pitch being called a strike. It's a 0-1 count. Next pitch, it's very quiet for this pitch. That one's low and away, so it's an even 1-1 count here. Jake's over at first with a good-sized lead, but nothing too big enough to, I guess, be worried about a steal per se.
Yeah, I mean, anything down the line here is dangerous for this team because, then they afford to be able to put up potentially a run, assuming Jake has speed like that.
Tosses that ball aside. So Cal here desperately wants to get this victory. It's a 2-1 count, 2 outs. Last time, specifically, Kellen Moore was in a spot like this. He got a hit in early in the game. It was a 2-1 count, but now he's on the mound. It's a 2-1 count for Moore. That ball too low, so it's a 3-1 count. 2 outs up on the board. The Cardinals do currently hold a 7-6 lead over
Yeah, Jason
Windsor
Carroll's got to
South.
make sure he's not swinging over on any, not fastball pitch in the zone here. He doesn't want to give him anything for free.
Yeah, definitely doesn't want to do that for free. That one going foul down the third base line.
Jason.
It's a full count here. All pearls and marbles are for this one pitch here.
I love watching my old guys.
They're shifting the outfield now towards the left field line, following that swing.
You know, if Jake gets out front on one of these pitches and puts it down the line, that's a tied game right there.
So Moore likes the pitch that Tompkins signifies, and he gets Jason swinging for the victory.
The juicy high fastball, Jason. I understand, man.
So
A really good pitching performance from Kellen Moore that have come in those last 2 innings and absolutely shut down the South offense. He did get in a bit of a jam and allow him to tie it up right there, but any good pitcher's got to be able to work their way out of that, and that's exactly what he did. Let him put up one more run, yes, but not letting him tie it again after that, and then even, come back for the win. So really good job to Kellen Moore.
Yeah, it's huge performance by Kellen Moore on the mound and over at the plate. Nonetheless, the Cardinals do come back in this game to take a 7-6 victory over West Windsor-Plainsboro South. It was a good contested game, but when we'll be back, we'll discuss what we saw. We'll let you guys know who we picked for the most valuable Cardinal of the game. But once we're back, we'll do that. So stay tuned on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.